It's going to pick up again a little bit, and then it's going to. Ah,
So let's go to Bleach. the Bleach. The Bleach run back stream version 1. How's everyone doing? What's going on? Oh, you know what was cool too? I know I saw the artwork. I don't know they were going to be in the anime. I, g- I know they were still mostly silhouetted, but getting to see the original Gote 13, they're like the big band of criminals, and I noticed some of the last names were
mm-hmm.
consistent. I noticed the number 2 squad guys. Last name was Shionin. I can't. I'm probably butchering that. I'm like, oh, isn't that Thing's last
Shihoi,
name?
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay,
Yoriti,
okay,
yep.
yeah. So we're them motherfuckers been fast and stealthy for life from the get go, which is cool. So yeah. Oh yeah, run that Bleach anime. I watched an anime. I did. I caught up. Me and my boy had he. We used to actually cook him for this because like we thought Naruto and One Piece were always like vastly superior back in the day to Bleach, but he never actually finished the full bring arc. He only watched like 4 episodes and kind of like fell off. He had a kid and stuff, so like things happened. So like he got busy. So he actually was finishing it so that we could watch the Thousand Year Blood War. So which was cool. But how's everyone doing? How you doing, Pat?
I am great.
So yeah, I'm here to talk about this anime, man, because I can't remember the last modern anime. I would say I know that's not true. I'll say Yaiba. Um, but aside from Yaiba, that I thought was held this level of consistency of quality of animation from top to bottom, not just for like the good scenes. Because as much as I want to give Toei credit for One Piece. I really do like the Wano arc better in the anime, though. I'm not really watching. I'm just watching the fights. But like that's an animation studio when they want to try and they want to put all their best like animators back to back to back for action cuts or whatever. It's phenomenal. Even going back to Super with like some stuff with Jiren, where they had like Tate followed by whoever, and they go in order. Like, damn, this is clean against Jiren. But you can
Hmm.
tell where they're resting on defense, where they're resting on offense. Like, okay, we switch to this scene. You have her crying for 5 minutes because you're trying to like save time on end. Like you're not slick. Where like this to me is just quality from top to bottom. Even like episodes where like they're not fighting a lot, the character models are consistent. They're really good looking. I really like the tone and like some of the particle effects and everything, which I'll get into more detail later. But yeah, man, it's quality from top to bottom. I'm very impressed. I really like it. It made me watch other anime.
One thing that absolutely warmed my soul and told me that they was going to be extremely serious about this. They made corrections to the characters' appearances from the original anime because Orihime is supposed to have like light brown eyes, and
Mhm.
for whatever reason, the anime gave her silver eyes. So I'm like, wow, they really corrected shit like that, and stuff like Jessica Tensho when Ichigo's in base, it's supposed to be yellow. I don't know why they made it blue or white or whatever it was,
Yeah,
but it's actually supposed to look like that.
it's kind of funny you said that because like I think that's something you'd catch better than I would. But I literally had just read that in like the notes trivia section of one of the Wikipedia pages, where like they had the wrong aura for Ichigo's like Ryatsu and stuff. I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that. So yeah. Um, Lost asked you, Pat, level with me. Do you think those new content extra training scene to Ichigo points to Ichigo's true Bankai equals Ichigo's own version of the Almighty, and that we may get that cut feature fight that your watch feared so much that he destroyed it instantly? I guess is that when he's
What Kodak
walking?
say?
Is that when he's? I'm guessing that's when he's walking through that like hallway. I don't remember that being in the
Hmm.
manga. I don't know if that's true though. I could
It,
just
it
be
wa- it wasn't there. No.
okay. So basically, I think he's asking you because it looked like he was seeing scenes from the future while he was in there, or flashes of some stuff. I'm not sure exactly. I have to look at it again. I think he's asking you if you think that he would develop something to counteract or fight against the Almighty.
I know what he's asking. Shit, I hope so. I hope so.
Hmm.
I'm along for the ride. I like everything that they're doing so far. I have no complaints.
Okay. Yo, yo, yo. JJK inspired Bleach. Why you have to come in here and be disrespectful, Lizard? Why? It's the first thing. Why is he like this?
Lizard said that.
Yes.
We need to cut his tail off.
Does it grow back? But okay. So there's a lot to talk about here. First, I gotta say, I've always thought Bleach was like pretty poetic. Like,
He lies, liar. You're lying.
no, I did. I thought it was he was hacked. You were an act, man. Um, like there's always these statements like with certain like characters that would have like a phrase or a little poem that goes along with it, and I like that the end of every anime has like a little character saying something like the gaze into the sun, blah blah for Aizen, and I don't know if the anime always did this, but I like how each episode title, I like where they're all placed, and I like how they're all like, the blade is me, and they'll like see the sword like come like in shattered. Like I'm like, oh, okay, this is really nice. Where I feel like,
Nah, hold on. The Blade is Me was crazy because the beat
mm,
was going doom 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 doom. I was like, oh shit! Kenpachi is here.
yes,
That
sir.
shit was crazy. But now continue.
Like yeah, like they're like and like I really do think a lot of his chapter titles are really good. I've always liked his chapter titles the best out of the big three. Um, I don't know, like I don't remember all of them, but like what's the
Wrath is
one?
a lightning.
Yeah, but what's the one with Masaki called again? Everything but the rain, like stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he,
yeah.
like there's a poetic tone to it. It always had that, and I feel like this, like this anime right here, like the Thousand Year Blood War, has captured that really well, and I'm highly impressed. So I am the Edge. Yes, I am the Edge. That man Kubo is a poet, and yes, I'm quoting now because I recently watched a feature revisionist history. See, I've been saying it for a while. Kubo a poet? No, he is. I think so. I'm not poetic, so I don't know if I'm analyzing stuff right, but I'm just saying I saw the vision and I liked it a lot. So yeah, man. Well, like what's the thing that stuck out to you immediately, like first when you started watching it, or even if it's just a trailer? Like, what was the first thing that kind of stuck out to you?
The remix soundtracks. Like, if you know me,
Yeah.
and anyone knows me, I've always stood on the belief that Bleach has the greatest soundtrack in anime history. Like, the range that it encompasses throughout the entire series is truly unmatched. It has so many different genres. They all fit the characters so well. You got fucking orchestral music, you got fucking R&B music, you got choir music, you got Hispanic music. Like, this shit crazy. I've
Mhm.
never heard a soundtrack this diverse before. So when I seen the trailer for the Thousand Year Blood War, like it was
Do,
like,
do, 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 do,
yeah, I was like,
do,
oh,
do, 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 do.
like remix version of number one. Oh, we about to run shit. like,
Mhm.
like I start watching the anime, and there's so many different remix versions. They got On the Precipice of Defeat. They remixed it like 3 different times. You got
Mhm.
Never Meant to Belong is in there. Goddamn Soundscape to Ardor is still there. I'm like, bro, oh my god, this shit's so beautiful. It's putting me in a time capsule, but like at the same time, like I'm still in present day because the animation is just so fluid. It's the art style is upgraded. It's beautiful. It fits the character so nice. And then like you texted me, talk about the gleam on the sword. Like that shit is beautiful, man. I be having fun watching Bleach.
That's what I'm saying. Just I was like, am I moved? I literally had to ask myself like, um, Shido Sagegusa is GOAT. Shido Sagisu, the Beast composer, is so fire. Number one is the most iconic OST there is, and the new visual styles go dumb hard. That's the thing that caught my eye immediately, especially when he gets a good Tensho. I'm like, do you see the particle effects of the energy there? Do you guys see that shit is clean? Even something as simple as the Quincy arrow, I'm like, it's gleaming. It's got that like
Yep.
glint and shine, and I'm like, nah. What sorcery were they doing over there to get this to be so clean? I like it. That's something.
You
Then
see,
obviously the music too. But yeah,
Studio Puro, they know which series that they gotta take care of. Yu Yu Hakusho, quality, start to finish, no fillers. Soundtrack goaded.
Mhm.
Bleach had a lot of fillers, but they was like, we're gonna rectify this. We're gonna take a break for like 10 years. We're gonna come back, and it's gonna be looking better than ever. Naruto, it's a shit stain. We're gonna give you filler arcs even after the manga is finished, and then when the
Mhm.
arc is over, we're not gonna do anything special for it. Black Clover, we're moving y'all niggas to movies. We're not working on y'all every week.
I
They
didn't
know
even know
which one
Black
is the
Clover's getting
quality
movies.
series.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Nye? Did you see the recent interview of Kubo saying? No, I didn't see that. did did Studio Parrot gives yes sir Studio gives the series I care about real production vibes? Yeah. It's to the point where I'm like, nah, like they won. Like after years of getting roasted for not having like their final season animated or whatever, I'm like, if I had to wait a decade for this level of top to bottom quality, I'd wait. I'd wait. I would wait. I'd wait for my long term payoff. So I was like, damn, they won. Cause I said this I think maybe last stream or two streams ago, because I had a dream about it. Reborn never got reanimated, but the last two arcs got the Bleach treatment, like now, like 4 years down the line, and I'm watching Hibari and Zed just fight with the cleanest animation I see. I said, bro, I woke up upset that was a dream. I was so fucking mad. I was like, no, I need that. So, so yeah, man.
Hey,
But
it could still happen.
well, we'll see.
Don't count it out. It could still happen.
Mhm. But okay. What was if you can recall any of them? What were some of your favorite animated sequences so far in the Bleach anime?
Okay, so I already texted you one of them, but
Mhm. Yeah.
the first one was when Kyuugi Ope trapped Ichigo in the jail, and he picked up the phone, and them niggas was in desperation over there at the Soul Society while they was getting attacked. And like he could hear Rukia and Renji's voices over the phone, and then like the soundtrack started getting more and more dramatic, and he started screaming, using Gesuga Tensho to fucking get out the jail. And then the title said "Wrath is Lightning" right after he used it. I was like, wow,
Mhm.
you can literally feel the heat of the moment and the despair that they're going through in the midst of this invasion, and like the desperation on Ichigo's face and his voice when he's yelling and his attacks, like he's hurting himself with his own Gesuga Tensho inside the jail. It
Yeah.
has nowhere to disperse to.
Yeah.
And then
Because
the
he's
other
bloody
one,
when he pulls up.
the other one,
And
I'm
that
such an
sorry,
Ichigo fanboy. This is crazy.
and the jail guy, what's his name again? He did not do that to him.
Kyuugi OP?
He did not do that to
Nope.
him. He did that to
Nah,
himself.
Ichigo
Keep
was
going.
working him. The other one was Ichigo versus Juhabak. That shit was crazy. It
Hmm.
was like 2 minutes of niggas just throwing down. I had to go back and check. Like I pulled out my Bleach on, so I was like, I do not recall a scene like this. It was a complete anime original scene, and they knocked it out the park.
Yeah,
That shit was insane.
it was. It was good because I'm like, I don't remember. I don't recall it going this long. I recall this the Bankai breaking and everything, but I don't recall them exchanging blows to that degree. I do remember him getting hit in the neck and he uses blunt vein or vein, whatever it's called, and then I'm like,
The
oh
blood
snap!
vein.
I was like, oh damn. He get kicked back. He just rushed back at him like they are scrapping. I said they are fighting over there. I'm here for it. My favorite part when Yamato said there's no greater security than me. I was hard. No. The first time he said that in the manga, I said that is the greatest. I'm gonna be the greatest bar I ever heard, and I don't disagree. That's the most important part. It's part you can say that, and I'll be like, "Who the fuck are you?" He said that, and I'm like, "Nah, he's right." Like, imagine me like, "Fool! I broke into this museum to steal this precious pot, whatever." Like, I don't know, bedazzled like pottery or something. And it's like, "Where's all the security?" He's like, "You don't see that I'm here? It's secure enough." Just one person working the whole shift. That's a crazy statement. I know now you're gonna hate on it, but Kenpachi versus Unohana was straight gas. The animation for it was good. I still don't like the moment, but that's a concept issue. It's not a execution issue. I just don't like that moment like that. And I believe that's a retcon. I'll talk about it later, but I think Unohana being the first Kenpachi is a retcon. I don't think that was
It
initially
might be.
part of the plan. So that's my issue. But we'll come back to that. I think for me actually, I thought sorry, I'm not I never remember this guy's name. It's the one that he fought in Hokumundo, the one that he packed out that jailed him, the jail. What's his name?
Kyuugi OP.
You said Yugi Ope?
Kyuugi. Kyuugi OP.
Hyogopi, right? I even thought when
Hmm.
Ichigo was just beating his ass, I'm like, this is clean. Uraha's on the phone. He's like, yeah, well, I know things are bad over there, but Ichigo's fighting right now. He's trying to steal his Bankai, but that shit's not working. If Ichigo is working this nigga, and he's like, why can't I steal it? I fused with the. I said, he's beating his fucking ass. And it's so clean. And it's so clean, bro. That nigga was bewildered, confused, and frustrated didn't know what was going on. I said, why? How? When? Where? I said, damn. Then it's probably when Yamato snaps and he goes and him and Yawatch and well, it's not Yawatch, it's one of the Lloyd brothers. They have their little exchange. And it's just one part where he like slashes him. I can't explain it, but like the fake you watch this like reverse kick to kick him to the rooftop. I said, pull that back,
Yeah,
pull it back,
yeah,
pull it back.
yeah,
I
yeah,
said, pull it back. So
yeah.
we pulled that back. I said, holy fucking shit, dog. That's
Nah,
clean.
it was the angle that kind of threw me off because it was like 1 minute he slashed him, and then
Mm-hmm.
next it's a super close up of the kick and
Yeah.
Yamamoto blocking. I was like, wait, hold. I was like, when did he get that off?
I'm saying, bro. Oh, it's clean. He said, no, it wasn't. Imagine you have to break Gucci store. You break into Gucci store and the worker says, I am the security. Yeah, I'd be sick. It was said early on that the only people Kenpachi respected was Unohana. Then again, my memory could be wrong. I don't recall seeing that earlier. I don't think Unohana thing was a retcon. It was hinted pretty early. They had a history. I don't know that them having a history means that the history was this, that was the only person that she felt fighting, she excited fighting or whatever. Like, I hear what you guys are saying because this isn't one of her original names Yachiru or whatever. Isn't that what he named well Yachiru?
Yachiru is Unohana's actual name.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. So I get what you guys are saying, but I don't think that I mean, just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I just think I think it was a retcon. Personally speaking, I don't think it was meant to be that way. I think the idea. I guess fuck it. Let's talk about it because we're on the topic. I think the idea is interesting. I think I just personally reject it because of how much of a physical. I know I always bitch about the crying part or whatever. That's just me being me. Like I want to see that shit with from Kenpachi. I'm gonna cry. Like that's just me being me. Like that's fine. Like whatever. It's not really a big deal. My my problem is like when he's like 13 or whatever or 100 years old, a young kid. He's like the strongest he ever was, and I'm like, this nigga is NBA height and is one of the greatest physical specimens I have ever seen in my fucking life. His muscles have muscles. His neck is thick as fuck. The nigga's shoulders are broad as hell. And you gonna look me in my eye and say, you got weaker? No! You are a grown ass man now. I'm not trying to hear that. It doesn't work for me. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. Mental restraints? No. You are nigga, you are like LeBron height. I'm just not it doesn't work for me. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't. But it's a clean fight. It was cool. It was cool. I liked it more than the manga
That shit went
version.
dummy.
Yeah, I liked it more than the manga version. So it was a good fight, but um, I refuse to buy that. I just don't like it. I think it'd have been fine just giving him the Shikai and Bankai power up, I guess. Though I never wanted him to get a Bankai personally, but I'm okay with it. So now he was compressed like them, like you actually, like me. What? The Kenpachi is her. It's a personal thing, fair enough. Is it that he got weaker or what he was restricting his potential? It's that I think
I think it's
the
the
idea is
latter.
that he mentally basically he fights to the level of his opponent to enjoy the battle to the fullest. It's actually not a
Yeah.
crazy phenomenon. This happens in sports. Sometimes the best teams play down to the level of like the worst ranked team in the division or whatever. So like, and some teams that are bad, you always play up to their competition. So the concept's not even like crazy. It's just like I might have taken it better if he was already at least like full grown, and then it happened when she fought him. I'm like, that's a child.
Actually, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think what it is that when Kenpachi was a child, right? He
Mhm.
was always fighting all out no matter what. I think that's what it is. And then
Okay.
like after Unohana ran into him, it's like maybe I would enjoy fights a little bit better if I just fight to their level.
Yeah. And then I also run into the small problem. This is not a Bleach specific problem, so I'm not like killing Kubo for this. But I never like when like characters who love fighting, who are like the strongest or whatever, like you know, like yeah, like Yamamoto's right there. Go fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like Unohana is not the strongest Shinigami of all time. Like I just leave me alone with that shit. Go fight Yamato, break Aizen out, bro. Scrap with Aizen. Like then I'll believe you. I'm not with all that. So it's kind of a little bit like the Ayomine thing, where I'm like, I get it, whatever, but bro, like the first
Yeah,
time you
yeah.
face an American, you are completely outclassed, man. If you don't shut that shit up, and that's my favorite character in that series. Like, go to America and see you get your ass beat. Talking about, oh, no, I can beat me. Shut it. Shut up, man. So you think Yamato must be flicking that man every time? Well, he did try to teach him kendo, and they're like, and Chencho 46 is like, no! If he turns on us, like, y'all some bitch ass niggas. You guys need the firepower. Just let him learn the art of killing, man. So he said, real men cry now. Eh, eh.
I mean,
Uh,
it wasn't, nigga, it wasn't crying of sadness. It was fucking crying from enjoying the fight.
eh. Actually, Unohana's the best swordmaster in Bleach. It was confirmed by Kubo long before Yachiwa Kenpachi was revealed. Just because she's the best swordsman doesn't mean she is the strongest Soul Reaper. That's not what I said. You're not slick. I know that. Doesn't her name mean like 8,000 styles or something like that? You guys think you're not full of a fast one? I got the info. I was reading today. All right.
I've
I even
reading
got
today.
some visual novel. I mean light novel knowledge in my brain right now. Y'all not slick. You're not pulling no fast ones over me. I'm ready today. So Sword Merchants UI, she is the best. I still think the best is technically the guy who made the Zanpakuto. He was
Ichibe, yeah.
yeah, not Ichibe. Sorry,
Not Ichibe.
you don't talk about the black dude.
Tenjiro?
I think it was the black
No,
dude.
no.
I think the guy who did the healing was the fastest. He
Oh
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
lightning, whatever.
Nimea. Oh,
The
Etsu.
the fat bitch is like the original OG mega scientist in Soul Society. Ichibe created all the names for things. Um, I always forget one person. I forgot. I never remember the girl with the skeleton, like the little skeleton arms. I never remember what she does. I always forget. Or maybe she was the one with the technology. But yeah, a lot of the squad zero were supposed to be the best at certain things like that. So, fair enough. Now
Yeah.
I didn't drag the cursor for once, so I'm gonna let you cook today. And wait, the fight was over. Wait, that's so fair. And the fight was over. Though I agree, I don't like seeing meathead characters cry. I don't want to see Escana cry in his prime form. I kind of feel it. Gotta ask the toxic question: who do you think is stronger in the wins? In he's talking about six
Oh,
page.
brother.
I thought he was gonna keep it in universe. I don't care. If you get the in universe, I would answer. I do not give a damn about six past Naruto.
Look. Any form of Ichigo is destroying whatever strongest form of any Naruto character. Straight up, the scale is completely different of what they do.
That's how I've
These
always
niggas
felt.
are flying and they're dropping off nukes with their attacks,
Mhm, mhm. I
like effortlessly. Like beginning of Bleach, this is going on.
I've never thought that One Piece or Naruto characters in a general sense were ever really close to Bleach characters, especially like you said, they all just stand on air, which is a big deal. Like aerial mobility is one small thing, but it's a big deal. So yeah. But anyways. Yeah, so still one of my least favorite moments in the series, but you get the payoff because when Kenpachi finally uses his Shikai, is it Nozarashi drink? I think it's drink, if I remember correctly. And he slashes Grammy's
Yeah,
meteor because that was clean. I even like the the part where like he's cutting it and he's like excited and it turns into
yeah,
the like grayscale like silhouetted form, but like you see him get younger in it. Like he has
yeah,
the childlike joy that he regained as a kid. That was a nice addition. I like that. I don't think I was in the manga. I like that part where like right when he cuts it, you see the child face that he had when he fought Unohana. That was cool. I like that. That was a really good addition. Then
bro.
he just holds the pose.
Yeah, the way the meteor was dropping. Oh my god, that shit was so clean. Like they had the manga still. I was like,
Mhm.
look at that boy. That is a
Only thing I'd
gigantic
say is,
blade.
if I remember correctly, doesn't like everybody freak out when Grammy does it? Not just the Soul Reapers. Don't even the Stern Raiders around go like, "What the hell, Grammy?" I I wish they added their reaction, because I remember the Lethal Dose guy wasn't the fat love dude with beside him when he was spying on him too. Like, he was there. I don't think they added
Yeah,
him in the anime scene. I'm not sure why. Maybe they'll add it later, or but he wasn't there. Yeah, but Bleach characters
probably
can do
time
that.
constraints.
Yeah, oh, that makes sense.
The episodes are actually kind of short. It's only like maybe 19 minutes of action because they got shit playing after the ending.
Yeah, it's like they have the sometimes they have like a recap sometimes in the opening. Then they'll play whatever. Then the ending, they might do an epilogue, and then there's a little poem at the end. So you're right.
Yeah,
Ichigo is so fast, nobody touching him, and they're spirits. Naruto's so fucking bum, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Bleach characters, good stuff.
amen. Say that
He
again. Naruto is a bum.
he
He's a
he
bum
said
and a
there's
loser.
nothing in the messages that you create that I can't cut. So he's like, okay, so I'm gonna throw you into space. And I'm like, that's kind of smart, actually. But I guess I guess as we're here, we can touch on it. This is not something that I don't hold this against Kubo, because I really don't think it's such a cool ability to have in any story. But I almost can't think of one creative team, one author, one artist, writer, whatever the case may be, that gave someone the power of bringing their imagination to reality, that I felt was like they did a good job with it. Not one time, just not one. I'm not even saying Grammy was like the worst. They're just like, oh god, I would never lose if I had that power. You cannot beat me, because the first thing I'm doing is
All
you
right.
never existed.
Okay, but look though.
You
Look
never
though.
existed, eradicated,
You got you
annihilated.
you got that
I
power.
delete you throughout the multiverse.
You
But
got that
go
power,
ahead. Yeah.
but that nigga is the one in front of you. You're gonna be scrambling your brain trying to think of something. The pressure is on. That
He is.
nigga is a monster.
He is
I wouldn't
scary.
be able to think straight if I was going up against him. I'm like, yo, I just nigga into space. He came back. What the
Mhm.
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I hear you, because because of his monstrous strength or whatever. It's like the idea is that he couldn't rest his mind for even a
Yes.
second. You have to keep your defense up, keep Yachiru cookie form. Also, have an attack that's good enough to stop him. Like, there's no moment to rest. But it's just like, bro, if I had this power, I just could not lose, bro, ever. That's just me though, but that's not something I hold against him. I'm like, I don't think, even when I see him like Marvel and DC, I'm like, really? I just kiss my teeth, and I like, I.
Nah, that nigga really said it don't matter
Mhm.
what you imagine. That nigga said I imagine myself to be harder than steel. Nigga, Kabachi said so? I could
That
just
wasn't
cut
the
harder than
series.
steel.
It- that was even I was like, that's your defense. Am I forgetting Kumagawa? All fiction isn't bring what I'm thinking in my mind to reality. All fiction, that's not what all fiction does. That's not the same power. It falls under reality breaking power, so I get it's in the same category to some degree, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like literally, I'm sitting here and it's like, I want a fucking hamburger. Boom, hamburger. I'm eating it. That's what I'm talking about. Um, Grammy versus Tiara. Tiara from Tower of God. Grammy's gonna probably win that. Fair enough. If they had the Visionary, I'd be the most disgustingly what's character on Bleach. Almighty who? Just saying Ichigo isn't strong enough to beat Naruto unless you highball the statements in the story. You can have that
Look,
conversation
man.
with the chat. Same category,
Yeah.
category. Stop with the let him rock. Let him rock. Um, yeah. Just not an ability that I've seen. Like, again, even in Marvel and DC, when I see them, I'm like, really, this is it. This was what you came up with. Like, I don't know. But this is why some powers I'm like, I think as an author or writer, I just stay away from it. I don't think I'd use a power like that unless it had somebody fighting them had like the power cosmic or something, where I'd be like, or like you're fighting against Scarlet Witch with hex magic. Like, I'd put that up against an ability equally as broken as it, if that makes sense. So yeah. But that was really good. I like that. I like that episode was awesome. Um, the next thing I wanted to ask you, because you'd be able to say this better than me. Do you know what all the newer scenes are? Aside from the him, Ichigo walking through the that room,
Um,
Shinji's bond cap, which I'll talk about in a second. Was there any other like additional scenes or statements and stuff that were added that you noticed? Because I wouldn't be able to pick up on that. And if you guys in the chat did too, let me know.
um, I'm trying to recall if when Rukia undid her Bankai, did they show Byakuya holding her hand in the
Yes,
manga?
yes, her.
They did.
Oh, in the
Okay.
manga, I don't know. In the manga, I don't know.
Yeah, in the manga, that's I think that might have been a new scene because, uh, amazingly, it was lost on people that he grabbed her hand to reintroduce warmth to her body because she was struggling to undo it properly.
And her thumb almost cracked off and fell.
Yeah.
Well, in the anime, he said, "Huh? Hey, yo." Yeah, he can have his opinion. That's fine. I'm gonna still keep it 100 and tell him he's dead or wrong. Fair enough. Shinji, hey, yo, Shinji. Yeah, they did. I think it was in the manga. I think it was too. Um,
Okay.
so
I might have been lost in a moment because the shit was so beautiful.
Hagaki no Togaren.
I,
That was clean. And these like
I had tears in my eyes.
the ice, the way she looked, the way that she was glistening, bro. It was
It
beautiful.
was
But even
it was it was
even
too
ass
beautiful.
knots, I like to call him ass knot, like ass snot.
That's not.
Yeah, that's what I like to call him. Fuck that nigga, because he kills my favorite character. I know he died. I know Kubo changed his mind, but he even his little like those little like cylindrical like fear like arrows. I like the way it looked, like the blue, the gleam on it. I'm like, why all this shit so clean? It looks so good. Like, it looks so fucking fire. I liked it. It was really good. It was good. Most beautiful Bankai I was booth. I think that's my favorite Bankai. I seeing it in action in anime, I definitely became more of a fan of not Ryujin Chika. What's it called? His Bankai when he
Sanka no Tachi.
yeah, that shit is I mean, it's literally fire, but like that's such a good vodka. Cause
That nigga said Zanka no Tachi. East. I said, okay. He said, if there's an east, there must be a
yeah,
west. I'm like,
hmm
ain't no way this nigga a compass. He said north, south. I said, oh my god, this is the greatest Buckeye in history.
and it's crazy because I'm like, okay, like I know the captain and commander's OD or whatever, but I'm like, it's just fire, you know? Like it's like, and so I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. I apologize. This shit is clean. Putting it like first of all, the way they did it, it was so sick because it was just like you finally drawn your sword. Like you've been acting like you've been waiting for me to do that. It's like, yes, I'm gonna defeat you in mind, body, spirit. I'm gonna break the blade, everything. And then the fire just boom, it's gone, evaporates, and immediately, when you're in a sweltering desert and you see the air swirling and like the mirages, the way
Yo,
they just transitions to that and the blaze just like charred, I'm like, oh shit. That when it just touches the ground and it obliterates it. He's like, you put the fire in the tip. Then he tried to cut him. He's like, why is the sword broken? He got the fire around the body. His Ryatsu's so crazy it looks like fire. And then when this nigga's like, I can summon any like enemy that's been like, burned by Ryujin Chaka or whatever, I said, nigga, what? These zombies coming on.
fine.
I said, this shit is clean. It's like sick
That nigga
Bankai.
said, take a good look. The nigga looked around. He was like, you recognize some of these faces? I
Mm-hmm.
said, yo, his dead man. I
That
said,
shit
this is
was.
being disrespectful. Oh my
Mm,
god.
yeah,
But
that was
nah,
insane.
whatchamacallit? The way the shit started off, like everything building up to it, he getting attacked by that one nigga that stole Sasaki Buzz at Sasaki Bay's
Mm.
Bankai, and he's like, I'm upset because your Bankai wasn't something this week, and he incinerated that nigga with just his Shikai. I
Yep.
was like, son, this nigga is stupid powerful. It's crazy. And I remember back in the day when we had like kind of hood translations with Manga Panda and shit like that,
Manga stream.
there was saying there was one translation that said that oh, the Captain Commander has used this Bankai, and Unohana was like, he needs to hurry up and get this fight over with because in 10 minutes, the Soul Society will evaporate. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I said, what? Like people's lips was cracking. I was like, yo, it's no moisture over there.
Lips are cracking. Hyonimaru now working. Like it's just it's crazy. Hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to that. I got a question. Wait. Most beautiful guy bully to change his mind. I got a question. Are the visor captains banned from holofying because like they got the best
We're gonna
chapters to
get
the
them.
Quincy's? Yeah, we're gonna talk. That's a big question.
Yeah,
Me and
we're
him,
gonna get on
we
that.
literally were texting with that's a big topic we want to touch. We'll get there. We'll get there. I love that how they show that even Asnot's shift got frozen immediately. Like, her Bankai effect, even that she the one. Yep. And Mato the greatest Bankai display ever, and that got folded. I lost it when I read that. I was like, damn, he went out kind of pathetically, but like the Bankai is legit. But like I don't want to. I don't know. I'll get that. I'll get back to that in a second. Also, we learned from Yamato that over time, even without outliers like Ichigo or Renji's Bankai naturally grow and change over time because his Bankai was originally just a super fire sword. The Serite experience global warming in real time, all this new modes, all the new shit, all over the last 1,000 years. And yeah, all this ish with his flashback and his lieutenant scenes was new scenes. Him getting the scar wasn't in the manga. Oh, really? Okay. So when he like does the little
Yes,
charge
yes,
at him, that's a good point. I actually don't remember
yes.
seeing that. You just knew that. But yeah, like he he's a little reckless, all things considered, for an old man. First of all, I didn't know he was that
Yamamoto?
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he was that short. He's like 5'6". I saw his height today. I'm like, oh, I thought he was taller than that. Because I remember when he's walking to the guy with the 69. He's his name Hisagi. I don't rate him. I treat him how Kensei treats him, but I don't rate Kensei either. But the 69 on his head, on his forehead. I'm like, yo, he kind of smaller than I thought. He's like, do not worry, I'm gonna stop it right now. Just enraged flame flies. I said, oh, and then everyone's like, the cabin commander's fighting. Now I gotta get serious. Like, yo, he boosted the morale. All of that. I said,
Yeah.
I respect it. It's clean. I like that. So, um, what I was gonna say that echo the ability that the twins have are apparently slightly different. I don't know if you know that. I was reading it. Like one kind of like imitates you and your abilities, but one lets you actually tap into the memories. So the reason that Yuhabak, the fake Yuhabak, had all the memories was because that brother actually can recall memory stuff. I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Um, just a small detail, but yeah, Yuha was smart. I think the plan was smart to make him waste his power and energy and just take him out effortlessly and easily. How do you feel about Yuach's like statements about him like why didn't you heal your arm, this and that and the other, like basically that he's gotten weaker over years because he has so much to protect and stuff. Like, do you think that's apt? You
Wouldn't
like
say that he got. What you gonna say?
no, okay, I think the only thing I was gonna add was like basically like if they actually did fight straight up right then and there, do you think it would have gone differently? Like I would say that wasn't one of the Lloyd twins.
I wouldn't say that Yamamoto got weaker over time, but
Mm.
uh, he did become way more compassionate. But he was right though. Like he was
Not
being a
healing the
little
arm
too
was kind of
prideful.
dumb.
Yes, that was very stupid because he
Yeah,
was like he didn't want to involve a human girl. Like, bro, once Orihime got Shun Rika, it didn't matter whether you wanted to involve her or not. The
yeah.
goal was to get after Ichigo and them. So once Aizen seen that her power was a phenomenon to reject phenomena, she
Mm.
was always going to be involved. Like you're, there's a little bit of too much hubris on his part, thinking that he was at the sole center of what was going on and stuff like that, like involving Ichigo and his friends. So like, bro, just let Orihime heal your arm up. Like it's not a big deal. Like, and you didn't even lose your arm protecting her. You lost it in the fight with Wonder Weiss.
You got the keto that he used that shocked Aizen when he grabbed his leg and almost blew him up after he tanked his own like flames was something he could only use if his arm was burnt. So he sacrificed his arm to try to blow Aizen up.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was your decision. Just get it back. Or, but I was also thinking like you could have asked my Yuri for one of those those flesh replacements. Like there was a way to get
Something.
your arm back. There was a way. It didn't even have to be Orihime in my opinion. So yeah.
But
TLDR, go ahead.
the full 16, like everything Juha was saying, he barred that nigga the fuck up. That nigga said, "You're dying today, but really you died 1,000 years ago." I was like, "Oh my god, he talking cash."
Yeah.
He blew that nigga to smithereens. Like, hey yo, he just barred you up, man.
But I do like that Yamato went out that way. Like, I know sometimes you want those type of super powerful characters to get like extremely mega respectful like send offs, but sometimes it's just not like that. No matter how powerful you are, you might die a little bit of a pathetic death. I don't call it pathetic necessarily, but you know what I mean. Like he was out, he
It
just
was
kind
it
of
was unbecoming of his position.
exactly. But I'm like that's just real though. That's just how it is sometimes. What's my shrift? I'm not working for that nigga. What the hell? I don't want one. Hell, excuse me. For he's like, sorry, I need his power back. Hell no. What's that called? The light called? No, I don't want one. No, I'm
The
not.
ball
I'm
standing.
not. I'm not firing arrows. All right. I'll be like a full bringer Shinigami hybrid. That's my thing. I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Um, Can't say a fraud. Rose a dumbass. Oh my god, Shinji got fucked over by a very bad matchup. I don't respect any of the Vice captains. Honestly, I think actually I like the keto guy. He's nice. I don't care. For what he did to
Hachi.
Baragon, I will always respect him. I
Yes.
don't care. He's the only one that I rate. I don't rate any of them except him. Cause I'm like, how are y'all beating Baragon? How are you beating him? He did some this keto, that keto, did this. Oh yeah, I give your ability back to you. It wrote to him. I said, God damn, he's nice. Because I like keto. I would not play around. I might not ever be Aizen or Byakuya level goods or whatever, but I am learning keto. You got me fucked up. I am hitting you with 6 bars of light and hitting you with the Kudosugi, whatever the fucking black. I'm using all that. I need that in my arsenal. Fuck you mean? I've always said if I was in the Bleach universe, probably I feel like my ability would be polarity slash magnetism, and I think that'd be useful in a world where everyone uses like swords. So that's what I think. I think my Shikai would be really good,
Magnetism.
huh?
He trying to be Kira light.
Now Kira heavy, because if Kira hits my blade, I'm
Yeah,
just like I'll lighten it.
but
Um, Someone said, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? How you doing?" Um, Aschenwallen, that's what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm not German, bro. I can't
oh,
pronounce German.
Australian.
There we go, Aschenwallen.
Australian, brother. It's easy. It's easy.
I'm not
You
German.
can do it. You are well versed in many languages. I
You're
know
right.
you speak Creole in the house.
Shit. Do him like they did watching the past. Rip Wizard stock. Yamato was a stuck up old man. His heart was very strict in his old ways. You don't always get the honor
Yes,
of death. My shrift
yes,
A
he
for
was.
Almighty. Fuck that straight and honest. I'm running the shit. I love Aikawa, but the Wizards deserve better. I'm only learning one keto Danku. Why only Danku? That's the shield one.
Bakudo no
It,
Hachizu Ichi. Because what Byakuya uses is so clean.
yeah, it's like stop. Like your love is not about to control me. No. The Visors did get fucked. So me and my homie came up with the rewritten idea that the Visors return for coming back with the goatee and back using the hollow powers, especially in the Serite. Just made up the idea. I have a different theory, but I just think I actually think it's just an author decision more than anything. But yeah, man, that fight was clean though. Like me and my boy, like we kind of watched it twice before we moved on. And he was, what's funny about him? He was cheering for the Quincy's. Like I think they misunderstood.
That's crazy.
He's like, think they misunderstood, bro. I said you are an asshole.
That is crazy.
So yeah,
Now it's funny because me and my sister were talking about like all the different races in the Bleach verse, right?
hmm
And we came to an agreement. Being a Quincy is the absolute short end of the stick. Like that is the worst shit that you can be because they get attacked by a hollow, it's curtains for them.
yep,
A Soul Reaper get attacked, they might be able to hollowfy. And plus, they're the natural enemy of hollows anyway. Like their blade purifies them. A
yeah,
hollow, you become a hollow, you die, you're not really dying. You're just gonna go back to being a regular person. You're gonna get purified. Unless you get killed by a Quincy.
yeah.
And then
Because
on
they
top of that,
destroy
like
because they
hollows,
destroy the soul, right? They don't send it back into the
yeah,
reincarnation cycle.
Yep. And then like a hollow, if you become an Arankar, you could be like a pseudo Shinigami. So like you
Mm,
get your own blade, you get to have a resurrection, all that. A full bringer, like you're a human, but like you're a superhuman. You know what I mean?
mm,
You can defend yourself, and what you do doesn't upset the balance of the worlds.
I got you.
But a
Okay.
Quincy is like hollows are legitimately poisonous to your existence. Shinigamis don't fuck with you. Like, and your leader is a maniac, so when you die, he takes your power, or he could take your power whenever you feel like it. Like, damn.
It's like,
They
oh yeah,
all got nothing over them.
you're impure. I want this. Give that back to me. Like what? That is crazy. No, I think Grammy would win. They got hollow allergies. Isn't an insurmountable opponent? I think this is. I mean, since we're talking about, I think it's a good segue. I might as well now. So I totally forgot about how they got back their Bonkais when they were stolen, and that with the stolen Bonkai they couldn't use their whatever form, the Holy Angel Wing thing. I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry, I already forgot the name. But
The
um,
full standing.
there we go. Well, standing.
Yes.
Okay, so it was like he gave them all those little black pills that made them hollowify just a little bit because Hollow's existence is poisonous to Quincy's. It is their natural enemy. They don't have any natural antibodies against it. This was made clear in Everything But the Rain when Misaki got bitten by White and they had to do the little soul bonding soul tie thing. And I don't
Yeah.
know why I've never had this stop. I guess previously reading. It's probably because I was kind of skimming more than I was really absorbing all the information, all things considered, and I was locked in watching this. And I'm like, wait a goddamn second. You have hella visors in the Gote third. Why hasn't nobody masked up? Use a Cero, bite a nigga. Like what? Like what is going on? Like it what were they doing? What were they thinking? And remember, I presented to you the like one thing is that now that they're back in the Gote 13, the idea of you using hollow powered or something is like illegal or not allowed or it's unbecoming of a captain. So I guess you can't do it. But I'm like, that's dumb. And this is wartime. And even in these war times,
Exactly.
we broke some rules like fuck what Central 46 want. I'm releasing some of Aizen's lock. I'll put the Mukin in my body or whatever, so we can't unlock all of it. And also, we're teaching Kenpachi thing. Like, if there's ever a time where that shouldn't have been applicable, it would have been now. Like, what was up with that?
If I was on camera right now, you would see me with my head in between my hands because these niggas are so cool, but I can't stand them because they have no victories and don't do shit.
But
Like Kensei has one of the
what's up,
cleanest
Omar?
designs
He's
I
so
ever
cool looking.
seen. He cool. Look, he got the white hair. The nigga rock with the sleeveless. He got the sleeveless fucking uh uh I can't remember what it's called, but also that with the captain's vest, his is sleeveless too. Then his Shikai Tachikaze, it's two switchblade knives, and then Tekken Tachikaze is a fucking armor shit with the fucking fist, got the goddamn pills and shit. He said that shit amplifies the impact of the punches. I'm like, this nigga's so cool. Even when he hollowified back in the flashback, I was like, yo, his mask is clean. And his voice by Sugita. Like, bro, he got all the tools to be wrong. And he don't do nothing.
It,
Why doing
it's
this?
it's infuriating because like that's such importance and ties to eyes and whatever. Like, okay, got the captain rank back, blah blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, can't say this miracle nigga beating your ass up. All right, it's time. Go put the mask on, and they just get fucking dropped, elbow drop. I said, what upsets me about this is because you're talking mad shit to Hisagi. You're a bum. You're shit. You're trash. I never seen the Bonkai. This and that, and the other. And then you get work. You cannot get work like that after talking like that. Like it's not a good look, brother. It just looks so fucking bad. Even sorry, I don't remember all their names. What's the guy with the music Bonkai? That's a great fucking
Rose.
Bonkai, bro.
It is.
Why
It
would
is.
you give it away in your explanation? Music, music, music. It's like, oh, sound, ruptured eardrums. I'm like, dog. Come on. Shinji, every time he uses Bankai, inverted world, inverted. Stop explaining! Just like,
No, but I mean that's just a Shikai though. But still,
I know,
like even
but his Bankai did not move me. First of all, you used it against unknown fucking Quincy. Shit. but I get why I get why you can't like one consistent theme that I realize with a lot of captains is their Bankais are too dangerous to use when their allies are around because it can't they're like they can't necessarily protect them from their own power. And some of them are like so indiscriminate, like Kyoraku's own, where it's like his Bankai has to be is or like his Shikai has to be in the mood to play. Like not even up to him, you know? Like
Yep.
at the whims, at the behest of his Zanpakuto's like playfulness. Um, Another one was Shinji. Well, obviously even Yamamoto, but his is so dangerous it puts the entire Soul Society in danger because you basically burn and evaporate everything if he doesn't put it out quickly. So a lot of them do have bankais like that, which I'm like, okay, that's fair. While a lot of them didn't use it, so I get it. But I was just like,
Yeah, at least I got to see it. Shit.
not a
Sometimes that's all I'll be wanting.
not a single visor to put in work. And like Bambetta, whatever her name was, is like stupid. Like I her
Indiana.
her 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 abilities is like I like it. It's good. Like I think if I remember correctly, she's at throw bombs. Whatever her energy hits it becomes a bomb. Kind of like
Yes. Yes, it is.
Killer Queen a little bit more. Like like a detonate a coin, detonate money. So you can't even block it. It's kind of dangerous. You just blow yourself up. But I'm like, she is so dumb. Like to the point that they constantly harp on how unintelligent she is. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah,
just
but she looked good though.
she do look good. So is
She
that girl with
looked
the
good.
lightning with the like green hair. She looked good. She looked good. So is it Shiho Kosho? What spell is that again? Is that a spell? Shiho Kosho. Apparently all the false stock because he got baby shake by the superstar. Okay, James. No, he's down. I'm so master masculine. Pat really hurt. Rose is so fucking dumb. Rose gave the way game no cap.
Oh,
Shinji
the
should have
She show. Yes, She Hawk
yeah.
show. That's what I was talking about with Kensei's. Kensei's fucking his Shinigami garment. His She Hawk show.
Oh,
That
there you
shit
go.
looks cool as fuck.
There you go. Shinji should have looked for the Bambita click. Yeah. It's debatable, very debatable. Uh, what was I gonna say now? Yeah. So that I don't know. I don't like Shinji. I think he's a loser. I hate his haircut. I hate how he look. He never did. He didn't do. I like his Shikai ability, but beyond that, I have nothing nice to say about him. He don't move me. He just
Now,
doesn't.
I like him. I like him because he knew that Eisen was up to no good from the very beginning.
Yeah,
That
but
nigga
like,
knew.
yeah, but like, he ain't figure it out. Figure it out though. So
I mean, it's Eisen though.
I give it to you. He's like, I do not trust this nigga. I don't know what it is, but Isaac got everybody though.
Nah,
But I feel you. I'll give you know. All right, I'll add two things I give him credit for. You're right. He was initially very wary of him from like that jump. So yeah.
that shit will always be crazy, bro. Like we'll never get over that. That nigga said
Mm,
you got fucked over because you didn't trust me. What?
mm.
What? That shit made him so mad. That shit made me mad. I was like, yo, what?
What is he talking about? It wouldn't have mattered. So it's like I like Shinji's accent. All right, fair enough. Uh but yeah, man. It's interesting that the bond kind of turns enemies to foes, the foes to enemies. You can't just you end up attacking the wrong people. But I'm like, you use it against anybody notable, man. Come on, dog. So
Nah, but like
then he got
honestly,
like 2 hits and he was dead again. Like this guy's just wrapped up in bandages. And I hate the haircut. Like it's like the haircut, like his bangs are like not even. They come with the agony. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
he
Don't like
if you think about it, in a 1v1, he would probably be the most difficult person to fight with his Shikai. Because up is down, left is right. You look diagonally one direction, you're actually looking the opposite way. Like,
it.
there's no way any sane person would be able to adjust to that in one fight.
I think there's characters that could do it pretty quickly, but very very
Well,
very not a lot. I get your point. Your general point. Most people
yeah,
when they're
maybe like
encountering that
Kenpachi and
are going
Byakuya.
to be way too discombobulated to win the first time they have to fight him. Because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely believe Kenpachi would adapt. He might even do some ape shit, like just take the
Yeah, he's just
sword,
flashing the opposite
take
direction.
the
Yep.
sword, and just like try to grab you and just like fucking like back slam you into the ground, like some ape shit, bro. Because I was like, oh shit. Even against Tosin, like, how you gonna win? You got no senses. can't see, hear, smell nothing, and packed him and Sanji Kuwamura. I was like, damn, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Kapachi was like, this was kind of cool at first, but now I'm getting bored. Then they can just keep slicing me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I disagree. He's very. Oh, he's the one number one to be exact. I get the Quillmore story, but did he get tricked by his granddad? Yeah, that was never made super clear to me because I think we did see his the Ginka technique. So let's talk about that or Jinka technique. Sorry. Did his does so when you offer up your heart, does it extend the great leader's like lifespan? From what I understand. Like
The
I
for
couldn't tell.
Komamura,
I couldn't tell if he was like proud of Sajin Koromura for using the Ginga
nah,
technique or whatever. Like, or like he just tricked him to get his heart so he could live longer.
it was both. He was happy that the nigga went back to his roots because
Of
they're a
revenge.
vengeful clan.
Okay.
Yes. And then at the same time, he didn't tell Komamura that once he offers up his heart, that's it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's gonna go back to being a wolf. So what you're thinking is correct. Yes, it extends his lifespan, and he was eating on that shit. He was happy as fuck because that nigga was about to die.
Mm-hmm.
He was about to die. He was like on his last legs, and then Komamura gave him his heart. He was like, "Oh yeah, yeah,
He said
yeah."
9 more
He was like, "I'm
years.
gonna sleep on this."
9 more years.
But I mean, since we're on the topic, like I never liked Komamura and
Yeah,
Tosin. I think they're both losers.
I agree.
Komamura more so for the fact that you know he's hiding his appearance and stuff like that, and it's just like if you're gonna be something, you should be something with your chest, bro. Like fuck what other people are thinking about you and stuff like that. And he was steady going after Tosin. I'm like, bro, this nigga is lost. He is lost. All right, there is no bringing him back. Some niggas you could kind of like convince, like, yeah, man, come on, like you just made a mistake. Like, nah, Stick was following Eisen from the get go. He was
Yeah.
already too far gone. The nigga that you knew never existed to take a page out of Eisen's book. You just didn't know him like that.
What did he say?
But
Admiration is the farthest thing from understanding. That was a bar.
yeah,
Something like that. I was like, oh shit. I was
that's
like,
my
oh
favorite bar.
shit.
That's my favorite bar.
I was like,
But nah,
God
like
damn.
even at the end, I did feel bad for him though, because he got tricked, and it's like what he suffered was honestly worse than dying, really. Because you lose all your cognitive functions. You're just an animal now. You can't really fend for yourself because he's weakened. He don't even got a heart. Like, damn, bro, that was really sad.
He really had a pathetic existence. I should, I want to like feel bad, but like I just don't like you. I don't fucking care, and you're not a good captain. You should get replaced. That Bankai is horrible. Your little Ginka version is cool, but I don't, that shit is trash. Like it's so big and slow, and you take if it hurts you, it gets hurt. If it gets hurt, you get hurt. Nah, back to the drawing board, bro. So Kuba
The
gave
way he calls out his Bankai is raw, though. I love it.
Sokotu
Kujo
Tengenyo.
Tengenyo! Shit, raw.
Kubo gave me an actual fight, Ukitake fight, or bring him back into Hell Arc, going full power using his Bankai against Soul Reaper. Apparently, he has like a lot of spiritual pressure, all things considered. But
Okay,
I
Okitake?
never knew what to do with that guy. Like, I don't rate him because he just coughs and like dies. And when he was just
Man,
redirecting zeros, it wasn't moving me. I know he's supposed to be formidable, but I just never got a chance to see it, so I don't care. I don't care about statements. I didn't see it. I don't rate him.
he's a good dude, though.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I have no problem with his personality. I'm just saying, I'm talking about from a strength standpoint.
Oh, okay, okay,
But
okay.
he had like the was it the right arm or left arm? No, I think there's a right arm of the Soul King in him or something like that.
Yeah,
So 'cause he
he
was like
he's supposed to be
dead
a
already.
prodigy, but like, yeah, he had a sickly body. He's supposed to be like on par with Kyoraku. Like the nigga got skills,
Yeah,
as they say.
he's always been hard for me to read too. I know he's became the head commander. I know he's not weak. It's something to do with his like
Kyoraku?
demeanor. Yeah, it's something to do with his like demeanor. And I just think his ability sucks. Like
No, but like he's stupid powerful though.
oh,
Like that nigga's very strong.
I know, but like I don't know. Look, I know that, but I just don't think he has the best literal portrayal. if that makes sense. He has the moments where I'm like, okay, he's like, this is what I'm trying to see. And then I'm like, I'm not trying to see this. Got distracted, got blasted in his eye by that loser fucking gun old man Quincy. Like, he's not raw. No.
No, but I mean, I get
He was
when he
distracted. He was
lost his
distracted. He
eye
was
though.
distracted. He was
Yeah,
distracted. He was
yeah.
distracted. He was distracted.
Yamamoto died,
Mhm,
so it's just like
mhm,
that was pops. He's like
Mojo Mokel.
Yamaji.
Yeah, he pulled a Marco. Mojo Mokel. I rate dual blade salutations. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah,
Um,
Dual Blades raw. They raw.
he never even he didn't get the revenge he wanted. All I did was pack Bambietta and then turn into a wolf. And I'm like, that is a sad existence, my friend. I give the two Yamato successors better fights. Yeah, I don't have to do with Ukitake. I don't dislike his personality or design, thing like that, but I just don't think he ever really got a chance to do anything super significant except release the right arm of the Soul King. So
I
don't know
like
what
the
to do with
speech
him.
he gave. I like the speech he gave to Rukia in the Kain
This is okay.
flashback.
This is okay.
When
This is before that Hollow takes his face, right?
yes, he was like, "There's two fights that a man has in his life: fight for his pride and the fight to protect something.
Mm.
And if you help him right now, you're going to destroy his pride as a man."
Yes. If I was in Bleach, I'd be the strongest character. My Bankai would be that I can make anyone very horny and give up the fight. Jesus Christ.
All right, what are we going to do with this guy?
Just let him
Because
rock.
like it's 5 o'clock, dude. Like I can see if this was a nighttime stand. But, like, come on, man.
Rip
Let's behave,
Ukitake never got
please.
his Bankai unless you count Mimi Hagi. Mimi Hagi. Oh, I don't know. I didn't do that. We don't do that. But yeah, it'd been nice to see it. But maybe Scope said, because his name was dropped in the Hellverse chapter or whatever it was called, the 20th anniversary one. His name was dropped. So I wonder if maybe we'll see him if that ever continues or whatever. So you know what I'm saying. Y'all like how Kang Do went out? That's the Iron guy with the Wolverine claw.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't really respect him, but die. I don't care about him or that robot at all. What did you like how he went out?
I mean,
How
it
did he lose
wasn't
again?
really.
Was it Toshiro? Got
Yeah,
his Bankai
Toshiro got
back?
his Bankai back,
Yes,
and
and he
he
froze it.
clapped that nigga.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Or just what was
Prodigy,
that?
by the way.
Yes, what was that? Executor sort of character? Which one? That shit was fire. You sure your taste buds work? Juram Hashawal. Juram is kind of busted. He's kind of busted.
Yeah, he
Um,
is.
Naya, did I
He's
see the
like
Graham episode? I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I watched everything. Oh, Kira.
he's he he's Juha light.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what Drew
Kira's.
Graham
I've
is.
always liked Kira's ability. I've always been interested in seeing what his Bonkai would be. Because making that is it like 10 times or 5 times heavier with each strike? Can't remember how many it is. And then he
No,
has like the
it's
upside down.
times
Yeah.
the
Mm.
power of how many times you struck your shit. So if it's once, your sword becomes the weight it is to the power of one strike,
Mm.
and then it's the same thing to the new weight.
Okay, I got you. I get it.
Yeah.
I like how you're watching and Drew Graham switch flop pace. Yeah, it's cool. Like he'll just kind of like vanish to the shadow, and then he appears, and then but when the Almighty is present, I think he has those extra like pupils, like those the weird things in his eyes. So
Hmm.
it's good. So yeah, two, then four, then eight, then 16. Yeah. Plus making it heavier would be hell of a supportability too. Amante wa ageru wabiske. Jugam Shrift is arguably better than Yawachi's feature site. The misfortune redistribution. I guess they were saying
Ah,
his. I don't think it is, but his and is it Uryu's own was what the fuck was Uryu's again? Was it
antithesis.
he could like redirect it at the damage he take? Oh, no, from one point to another point, he could completely reverse what happened or something like that. I don't remember. I remember reading this shit like a while, like maybe like a year ago. Those two are some of the better ones, but I don't think there's a better one than the Almighty, because the Almighty, from my understanding, allows him to peer into multiple futures from all across like the timeline or multiverses, like any direction he can go, and basically force and basically alter and change the future to what he wants to be. Like he's not just seeing one future; he's seeing so many. He's like, I like this one. I want this one to be reality. Your sword's broken.
Yeah. Yep.
You know. So I don't see how um any other ability is better than that. Because even with like something like the imagination, he could just look into whatever future where Grammy was like, I don't know, maybe he was depressed one day. Just be, and that's the version he picks and just beats him. The ability Almighty's it's not scary because he can see into the future, it's because he can alter it. That's what's scary about it.
Yeah, that ability name is not a misnomer. It's literally the power of God.
And we've seen so many incredible abilities in this arc itself. Because I still think the miracle is stupid, busted, and they had no way of beating that dude. If he didn't get hit by the holy light to call his power back, I don't know how they were stopping Gerard.
I really hate that nigga, man.
It's so fucking stupid.
That shit was pissing me off.
I just don't really like any of the last kind of Sternrinder's abilities because it's just like I lose, now I'm stronger. And I'm like, what? Um,
Of
I,
of, of
I
all the fights,
the lethal dose guy is the one I give the most credit to. I like him. I didn't mind him
really,
honestly. Yeah, I didn't mind
I
him.
was gonna say Pernidas was the one that was the best one.
You know what? That's the hand. You're right. No, you're right. I
Yeah,
agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Because Mayority went stupid with that one. And with Nemu number was
Nemli,
it
yeah,
number nine seven? Seven. I think seven.
number 7, yeah.
Nana Nemu, whatever her real name is. But yeah. Cause that was a good showcase. And Campacho almost got his dumbass killed. But this is why I say I don't like to overrate him. Cause he has some horrible matchups. And it's not even a fact that he couldn't figure it out or win. It's just like he really would have got his dumbass beat that quickly because he don't want to think. He's like, I want to cut. I'm like, bro, listen. Use your brain one time. Use one brain cell. Fucking Mayu had to stab him with Ashi Soki Jizo, I think it's called. It's been a long time.
Yes,
And be like,
yes,
go in the
yep. That's
fucking
exactly
pod.
it.
Go in the pod. I'm like, not serious. Bro, Kenpachi makes me laugh sometimes because I'm like, because I actually do think he would have ended up beating like Tsukishima, Book of the End, but I think he would have had more trouble because he's a fucking idiot. He would have had more trouble fighting him. I think it was good that Byakuya switched with him. Didn't let him switch with the time guy. So
Yeah, a
yeah,
nigga that actually thinks when he fights.
yeah.
And
Um,
also on that
mhm.
note, this was the one arc where Byakuya didn't really get to like shine like that.
I think that's because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
But he did get stronger
probably.
though. He did get stronger though, and
He did.
he does have some feats to his name in this arc. You want to talk about some of the parallels between Byakuya and Kenpachi, like in general? Because
Parallels? They have parallels?
like something that I found is pretty interesting about them is like they've weirdly been seen like kind of portrayed as rivals in a lot of ways,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
um from the start of the series to the end of the series, there's a couple of things that I thought that was interesting about them from I guess a power scaling standpoint. Where first Byakuya is the kind of the main antagonist, and he's demonstrably stronger than Kenpachi from even from a spiritual pressure standpoint, which isn't true overall. I think Kenpachi has more just natural spiritual energy than he does, though he does not have a lick of fucking control, which is where I think he kind of loses there. So he has more, but Byakuya has more control.
Hmm.
He loses to Ichigo with no Bankai. That's not a good look. But Byakuya kind of losing to a freshly Bankai Ichigo. It's not a great look either, right?
No, but look though.
Go ahead.
Byakuya didn't lose. He was
Well,
gonna kill that nigga.
he was gonna
One
win until
step
the
in.
hollow. Yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
hollow did save him. That's a good point. That's a good point. And the same way, like how Yuga, I guess you could say the fake Zangetsu saved Ichigo against Kenpachi. Like I just noticed
Yes.
they have a lot of moments very similar like that. I'll do my best to remember as many as I can. I would say like with their Espada battles. Um,
Hmm.
Byakuya showcased. I think out of all the kind of captains, he has the like arguably the best Bankai mastery. I'm not mad if someone wants to say like Yamamoto because it's pretty versatile, all things considered, for just a fire blade. the defense, the potency of the tip of the blade just completely eviscerating anything it touches, plus the resurrection power and everything, and just the fact that it just dries up everything. So if you have some type of ice, moisture, or water ability, you could be fucked too, just from a matchup standpoint, right? And you would think, oh, I have water, you have fire, stupid, you're gonna lose. I'm like, you're not even getting that water out, bro. It's evaporating. Um, I noticed this with this arc too, which is interesting. It's a little bit flipped in reverse, and you could say Kenpachi did it in a more impressive way, but they both take out like three Stern Ritters kind of solo. When Kenpachi first does it, he takes out the ape guy with the voice, the guy whose throat he ripped out, and then one of the fake copy ones. He also does. I actually realized the very first time I read this, I misinterpreted the scene. I thought he actually lost to Yohabak. He didn't to Yoach. He never lost to him. He lost to the fake copy. That's who beat him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so you the same way that he lost to Asnot, you lost to a single Stern Ritter too that wasn't like the head honcho. And then later on, when he's got his Soul Palace like training, he fights five solo because the 69 guy Hisagi comes like I took one out, and then he looks out that like Byakuya took three out while fighting five. And so we're like he didn't kill them, but I'm like I noticed this have very similar things like that, and it was his attack against Gerard that made him so massively big and powerful after the miracle, after he activated the miracle for the first time. He's like, I've never been this big before. Meaning that's the strongest attack at the point that he's ever got hit with. Later on, you could talk about the Bankai stuff or argue with Bankai. That's a very hard fight for Byakuya, but my point is that they've always been similarly portrayed in a lot of ways. But the reason that I've never, and me and you are probably two people who think like this, that we've never held Byakuya like in low regards as some of the other communities. A lot of people in the community think he's very weak and not that strong. It's because we think
They're
he's
dumb.
like the perfect all rounder. Name one
They're
thing
they're
he
very
doesn't
dumb.
do. Name one thing he doesn't do or have at a very high level. Name one. Is he stupid? Is he intelligent? Yes. Is he fast? Yes. Is he strong? Yes. Is he durable? Yes. Can he use keto?
Like
Yes. Is his Shikai well trained? Yes. Is his Bankai well trained? I'd argue it's one of the best trained Bankais with different forms, different techniques, and very versatile. Like what is he lacking? Nothing.
if you rank all the Soul Reapers in the different categories of like top five of like Keto Mastery, Bankai usage, swordsmanship, Shunpo, he's in all of them. He's in the top five of all of that shit.
Yep. So, you know, like,
People don't understand
mm,
that he is nobility. He was blessed from birth with a higher foundation than most Shinigami because he's a noble.
mm.
Because they explicitly state that in Bleach, like the nobles have the highest reserves of spiritual pressure
and
in the Soul Society,
it's funny
and
too
he's a
because
prodigy.
he says that Ichigo shouldn't have spiritual pressure because he's not a noble. Like he actually is, because Ishin
Yeah, he
was from the Shiba
exactly
family. Yeah, like he was actually like
yes.
spot on about that, but like wrong about Ichigo. Oddly enough, keep going.
And then on top of that, he's a prodigy. The nigga Ganju said it in the Soul Society arc. He's the greatest head of the Kushki clan ever.
Yep.
He's the best ever.
Yep. It's it's crazy. I'm not sure why he gets so disrespected, but it is what it is. But
And
that's
he
my guy
doesn't
though.
lose.
That's
Like
my
the
guy.
first time he lost to Astronaut, I was shocked. Like that's the first time I saw him lose. I was like,
all,
God can't
all I
lose.
all I kept thinking was, why didn't you let Renji use his bitch ass Bankai? Why didn't you use yours? I was so mad at him for that. I was so mad. Like, no, you let Renji use that stupid snake first. Then it gets stolen, and then then we readjust. We gotta might have to retreat. Might have to think about some things. Like we have to readjust. But young Griever has appeared. Welcome, sir.
Yo, what's up?
What's
What's up? What's up?
what's happening, brother?
Not
We
much.
were talking about the
What have we covered so far? What have we covered? Have you been shitting on Bleach at all?
No, 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 no,
hell
no,
no, hell no.
Oh,
no.
there we go. There we go.
No, that's great. I'm a
Not while I'm here.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's true. That's true.
plus,
Pat was
plus,
here, but because
I did the shoot because I wanted to because I really enjoyed the anime. That's what I was saying. Like it's really good. So I think it's the best
that's fair.
anime I've
That's
watched
fair.
all year.
Okay,
So
okay, that's fair. That's fair. But you do know sometimes. I mean, anybody. I mean, I will make content right now about One Punch Man and how much it sucks. Just to get some viewer count. I mean, I'm just saying.
fair enough. All right, I'm gonna catch you up to speed. Let me just catch up to the comments real quick. He said the
Okay.
Almighty isn't to see the future, but to change the future. Just the future sight, yes, but the Almighty that your watch has. No, the version of future sight that Jerkem has is the only future sight. Oh, then fair enough. Then debate, enough debate. Then Omar, you think they explain better the Soul King in your watch background? I think they might do it better this time because they've already added a lot of stuff and scenes. There's apparently a way to beat it, but I forgot like the Almighty because of the extra people. This creeps me out. It did look creepy. Let's hope that Urahara fights is extended. You mean Unohana? No, oh, you mean the fight with maybe the lethal dose guy. Okay. What's the hot girl? The one who got killed who killed the pretty? I don't know. The zombie ability isn't too broken. They're both exceptional captains. It's the rich and the powerful getting humbled. You can't stand it. Oh, and they both give Ichigo respect to the fight. The hollow, you think it means Zangetsu saved Ichigo from Byakuya? All right. The Asuchi. We put respect on the goat here. You mean your watch? Relax, Naruto D Rider. There's a Bleach stream. I don't know if your kind is welcome here. Yeah, he also really skilled with against Sukumi. Also, Hafuda, the unhand
Akuda,
stuff. There we go. He's good at that too.
hands hand, yeah.
Who's the girl who killed the hot guy? I liked her. I think either the one who like ate her or like blew him up. Bambietta. His Bankai's broken as well. He's not a people person. Yeah, he is. Kido, swordsmanship, Hakuda, yeah, Byakuya the goat. And he had great. Yes, he
Yes,
also
sir.
did have. You're right. He also did have really good teachers. That's a good point. Yodoichi and whatnot. He had good teachers too. Byakuya wants to have a training arc too. Yes, sir. The Bleach run back is all the better. What's up, Griever? They're saying what's up. They said not
Yo,
Hemmings is a
yo.
member of the 11 squad. No, if I'm not captain of my own squad, I'm not a part of anything. Call me if you need me. Like Ichigo, you need help? Call me. I'm in the human realm doing human shit. Yeah, let's go. So there's no Bleach haters in here. Don't
No,
everyone.
I think Katakuri got it wrong there. I came in joking that Naya sometimes hates on Bleach. Not that I came in hating on Bleach. My
I
bad.
do I do be hating on some things. But okay, so let's catch you up to speed real quick. What so if we first
Sure.
started talking about like when you started watching the anime, like what was the thing that stood out to you like the most immediately? Like what was the thing that like caught your eye immediately? Soundtrack, animation, like what?
The fact that ironically, number one,
Yeah,
they
okay.
That's
they
it.
uh
That's it. Yep.
they
Yep.
they,
There we go.
they got the OST, and
Yep.
not only did they get the OST, they have some original OST, but also redone, refurbished everything. But they haven't lost their sound. It's like, okay, so we remastered the OST, but we didn't just say scrap the old one, let's put in the new. Nah, nah, nah. They knew we loved that shit. They knew it and they used it. So I was like, that's the first thing. The animation quality, I was
Mhm.
like, oh damn, this is some OVA quality. I'm like, all right, let's go, let's go. And then to hear, like, I watched it in both the Japanese and the English dub, and both times I was just like, yeah, this is hitting. This is hitting. Like, I don't know why they stopped. I'm watching this going, I'm sort of glad they stopped. Granted, by the time they were done the animation arc, the anime animation was fine. But to see this, I was like, it's a catch-22. I'm sort of glad they waited if they were going to pour this much time and effort into it because it looks clean. And I was
Yeah.
fucking
That
happy. And yeah, so that's the first thing. First thing that caught my eye was episode one was like, it's sort of like going back to a movie, or if like, you know, I don't know, seeing Jason David Frank be Green Ranger again or something. Like it's hitting me right there. Like I'm a teenager again. I'm like, yeah, Ichigo's back. Okay. Who cares what the flaws are in this arc? I got more Bleach to watch. Let's fucking go.
that's a great point, Griever, because while watching Bleach, it's a 2000s anime, and like during that time period, animation was kind of like inconsistent. But towards like the 2010s, like at the end of the Spada arc and all the filler arcs like Zanpakuto Rebellion and Fullbring, the
Mm-hmm.
animation quality was consistently improving. Like it was getting much better. So
Yes.
I kind of felt like, okay, if it was looking like this in 2012, what's it gonna look like in 2023?
Mm-hmm.
They definitely, I could tell they care, man. Because I was like, because basically I was saying like number, I reversed it. Like I first, it was like how clean it looked to me. I'm like, are you seeing the shine and the glint on the blade? And then you get you got the particle effects on the energy. It's like, holy shit, this is clean. Like I feel like they darkened it a little bit for a lot of scenes. Like they darkened it a bit, which I think goes well with the tone of Bleach. And I said that it's actually, I
Yeah.
think it captured a lot of like Kubo's poetic titling for his chapters, everything but the rain and stuff like that really well. Like the edges me
Yep.
and everything. Like when the title of the episode starts, I like when they place it and how it looks visually when they like the little capture card comes up and stuff like that. So I thought
Oh, and
it was really sick. It was really good.
did you notice that they actually got it right this time? Not that anybody complains in the anime proper, but they got Getsuga Tensho's color correct.
Yeah,
It's
Yes.
supposed to be yellow.
Pat was talking about that, and even like was it Orihime's eyes you said or something, and like the
Yeah,
auras.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's supposed to have brown eyes. They gave her
Yeah,
silver for whatever reason, so they fixed it.
yeah.
Mhm.
So Thousand Year Blood Warrior tweaks it, but I saw on my first watch, I saw some people commenting saying, "Why did they change it? Why did they get it wrong? Why is it yellow? Like they didn't." I was like, clearly people never saw Kubo's coloring versions of Getsuga Tensho because it's supposed to be yellow. The anime had it wrong the whole time,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
they fixed it.
Okay. Um. Well, I don't know why y'all keep saying I'll be in the 11th squad. I don't want to fight nobody. I'm tired. It'd be a
Dude, I'm in
terrible.
the 8th squad. I'm in the 8th squad with fucking Shunsui because I feel like he's the chillest fucking captain.
Like I said, I'm in the human realm. I'm a substitute Shinigami. If you need me, call me. Otherwise, leave me the fuck alone. I'll take care of the area, the neighborhood. No hollows. No hollows will eat nobody around here. I'll take care of the area. But other than that, I'm not trying to be a part of a squad. It's hella paperwork. You said, what's my Zanpakuto? I've always said, I said this earlier. I don't know what I'd call it, but if I was in this world, I'd want to have polarity and magnetism. That'd be my ability.
Nice.
And I don't want to shrift. I'm not working for your watch, so he can just kill me and take my power when he need it. No, I'm not a Quincy, bro. I got no Quincy blood in me. I'm a full bringer and a Shinigami. That's it. That's all I need.
I'm a straight up Shinigami. 8th squad, 3rd seat, sitting there pretty. Got a Shikai, don't have a Bankai yet, working on it. That's it's respectable enough, but I'm not pretending like I'm a goat. I'm good.
Yeah, I know me. I try to take my personality and how the world works and stuff, and it's like, you think I want to be in constant combat or something? Kenpachi like, let's go. Where are we going? Even though you're Zoro, even though we're going the wrong way. I bet. I'd be so fucking angry. Okay,
I,
but
I don't know about Chalaban, but I need a Bankai. I need
well,
that to put the fear of God in whoever tests
I'd
my
have a
face.
Bankai. I'd train to get one. I try to be strong. Like I work all the time, so I train every day. Just like, am
No, that's
I
what I'm saying.
am
That's what
I
I'm
training for
saying.
3 months straight in the Dangai? No, but every day
No, no,
for
no.
a minimum of 2 hours, I'll swing that blade, bro. Learn some
Yeah, no.
keto.
What? That's what I'm saying. I'm sort of at that stage as a 3rd seat in the 8th squad where I'm doing my Bankai training. I just don't have the Bankai yet. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm getting
Okay,
there. I'm
okay.
getting there.
What else did we cover? We talked about our favorite. We talked about our favorite action sequences. I
Oh,
was
up to
talking
date.
about
Like, hmm.
the first one that actually caught my eyes when he's beating, oh my god, this guy just told me his name. He's beating the ass of the Quincy that was in the Hokomundo. He's
Kill,
beating his ass
kill
when
KOP.
yeah, Kyoge when Kisuke or House on the phone, like, oh yeah, how's it going over there? Things are not good. And Ichigo's beating his ass, like, why can't I steal it? Like, yo, all his arrows and his effects, everything looks so clean.
Yep.
But I was but what really caught me the first time was when Yamamoto attacks Lloyd, the fake your watch, and he does this like backwards kick, and he kicks him towards the rooftop. I said, "Yo, replay, pull it back. I gotta see that. That shit was clean. Pull it back." So like,
Yeah.
what was like some of the action sequences that you're like, this was amazing, incredible.
I would say the entirety. I think it was episode 6 was the whole Yamamoto first.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that just right there. Like, yeah, we can agree that the first episode was clean, and we saw each. Obviously, they poured a lot of the budget to make all the hair look good and everything. Like first Getsugo we've seen in a while, first Bonkai, first this, first that, right? That all looked clean. Or do you look clean? Everybody looked clean, but like so that caught my eye at the first. But then second and third episodes, like yeah, okay, we've calmed down. We've calmed down. We've said, hey, bitches, we're back. All right, we knew that was going to happen. Then we sort of toned it down. It wasn't until that episode 5 or 6 that I was sitting there like, holy shit, holy, whoa. Like, I don't know why I didn't expect it, but I sort of feel like every time I get hyped for something, and I appreciate it, like Kenshin's coming back with a remake. Shaman King already did its remake, which was fine. Everybody bitched about it, but it was really good.
It
Things
was
like that.
good,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm sitting there and I'm sort of lowering my expectations because I feel like everyone, the moment something comes back, everyone goes, okay, it's going to be 12 out of 10. And they're disappointed. They go on, not just disappointed, they hate it when it's a 9. It's like, well, if your expectations weren't above a perfect, you wouldn't be so bitchy. So I've been tapering my expectations to a point where when that Yamamoto fight happened, I was like, I didn't expect it to be this fucking insane, and I was just sitting on the edge. I watched it twice in a row. I was just like, I can't believe, is this a movie? Like I swear I was watching Dragon Ball Broly at this point because I was like, do they have a movie budget here? Like what the fuck is this? I was so happy. So that one stands out like to this day, like out like I'm caught up to episode 20 or whatever of the second core, and that one still stands out. That episode was just like, that's got to be some of the best animation.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nah, that was going crazy.
I spoke about the transition from him having all his flames up when Yawash takes his sword out to activating
Yes.
Zankai no is it Taichi? And
Touchy, yeah.
Tachi.
I'm like the way that the entire like Soul Society immediately looks like you're in the middle of a sweltering, scorching desert. The air is all distorted. I said, "Holy, that was clean, bro." So, so yeah, man. What's wrong with
Yeah.
the 9? Nah, higher,
Nothing.
more. Um,
Moto.
Zanpakuto with all around skills is good. Also, Keto's yeah, I definitely get my Keto up. I would not play around. My Keto would be nice, but I feel like I'd like to fight with Keto. Like I don't want to fucking use
I
his
think,
energy.
yeah, I think one of the smartest captains has to be Byakuya because he isn't a
Talk
master
about
of
it.
keto,
Talk
but
about it.
he definitely like he can use like level 60 spells and stuff. Like he didn't slack in any one area, you know what I mean?
That's exactly what
Yeah.
we were kind of talking about right before you came in. I was kind of talking about how because today I was doing a little bit of reading on some certain stuff, and when I was looking at a lot of lists, he's never on them. For whatever reason, it looks like the community at large, like larger, not just us,
Really?
they don't respect Byakuya's overall strength and capabilities a lot to the point where I see them put people like Toshiro or like even Renji and having comparable of more spiritual pressure than him. I'm like that doesn't make any sense to
No.
me.
Mm-mm. I
But they're from
disagree
No,
a
absolutely
noble
not.
family, stuff like that. So I'm not sure what they're listening to or what they're getting the information from. But I didn't see the respect personally because I think he's the most like basically like in my
He's
opinion,
probably the most
he,
well-rounded.
that's
Other
exactly what.
than I would also argue, other than now that Uke Take is well, can we spoil? But
Yes, you can.
Shunsui is probably the most well-rounded with the highest level of power. Um,
Yes, he's still
then
stronger.
Byakuya is probably second, I would argue, like because he's not focused on any one thing. Yeah, we see him use his Shikai because it's broken a lot and his swordsmanship, but he trained with Yoruichi, even though Yoruichi used to tease him. Like we've seen instances throughout the series that he wasn't regaling on his hand to hand or his flash step or his keto or anything like that. He's one of the only. I swear, I think he's the captain who uses the most keto throughout the series.
Yeah,
Outside of Kisuke. Outside of
yeah.
Kisuke.
Mhm.
But I don't think any
Um,
captain uses as many spells as he does.
now what
He
about
has a very
Moria?
wide range.
Yeah,
Right. He's got
like
a wide range. He's your all rounder,
that's like
you
the
know?
biggest point that I make about him. The only thing that I've always said about him that I think he might have the acclaim to, like being the best at. But again, I would throw Yamamoto in this too because I think his Bonkai is very versatile too, and he talks like he constantly somewhat trains it. Because when he first fights him in the flashback, it looks like he does actually have the flame all around the blade, but now he
Hmm.
focuses it to the tip where it eviscerates whatever it touches, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm?
Byakuya's Bankai has so much versatility and so many forms for it being so simple. It's just a bunch of like blade petals flying at you. But he
Hmm.
can use it very regularly for attack and defense, just throw it at you. Okay, now I want 2 times speed. Let me use my hands. I can be a little more reckless if I want to, and by grabbing them or whatever, if I want to not use the like safety zone. Okay, Senke. I can have these
Yep.
all fly at you when you least expect it. Dual wheel, single wheel, whatever I gotta do. Dangerous. Then he has the I don't remember the technique he used against Zamari. What's it called? It starts with a G. Is it
Go okay.
Goke,
Yeah,
right?
go can.
When in circles, I'm like, okay. Then he has was it Hakuteiken when he made the little wings and stuff.
Yep.
Then he uses a new
Shute
technique.
Hakateke.
He uses a new technique against Gerard too. So I'm like, that's so like he's trained that so well. And also when he comes back from the Soul King's palace against I call him Asnot. Asnot, his Shikai is so well trained and almost looks like it's his Bankai. So I'm like,
See,
Jesus
I
Christ.
think I think the reason that they don't give enough respect to Byakuya is because we don't see the training and we don't hear him be humble about it. He never states, "I'm constantly still training with my Bankai." Like, you think your training's over? He acts like he's top shit, and it's a cool personality. Trust me, I like Byakuya, but he never gives us the impression that he's constantly rethinking and still mastering his technique constantly. He's always improving. Like
It
Kisuke,
said he
we get
trained from Soul Society to Hokamondo, and he was training in
he
the two
well, yeah,
years.
no,
The
he
2 years.
stated that once, just like, but Renji stated the same thing. I've been training to fight against Aizen level and stuff. He stated it one time. What I'm saying is, given Byakuya's position and his personality, we're not really led to believe. You have to read between the lines a little bit to realize this man is constantly improving, even if we don't see it, even if
Yeah.
we don't hear him talk about it. He's constantly, like Kisuke and Mayuri to a degree, always pursuing the next goal, always trying to get better. It's like he's never happy with the level he's at.
Mhm.
So it's a good that we don't get that from his personality or his interactions, but that's what he does. And it's why he gets so strong in each arc. He's stronger in every arc. And people just, for some reason, are like, well, he sort of got that strength without fucking working for it. It's like, because it was off screen, like that doesn't count for shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he also
Yeah.
but he also trained hard. Like he's a product of hard work.
yes.
He had a lot of innate ability, but he is still a product of hard work. But I get what you mean. It's the nobility thing. It's like it reminds me of people, and I don't get twisted. I've done this plenty of times where I'll be like, yo, like you want to play some like Street Fighter, and I'm like, I don't really
Mhm.
be playing. Whole time I played that shit 5 minutes before I pulled up. I've been
Yeah.
playing. I've been practicing, but I'm acting like this is just natural talent. Like, no, I've been playing, bro. I've been working on it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. Because I've done it where I act like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't even play. I don't even play this game like that. I don't even play, and
I
I
mean,
beat it. Like I guess I'm just naturally so good. I don't know it's
It's just
crazy.
it's just really sad to me that anime fans of all people wouldn't get that because how many times in a fucking anime or a manga do you see the dude, our main character, most times, but other characters train their ass off and then show up like they're top shit
Mhm.
and act like they're top shit. Like we've seen it in almost every fucking shonen, and for some reason these guys don't get it. Like Byakuya is just doing that off screen. You
Mhm.
think he took his beating with Asno fucking not seriously? You think he lost to Ichigo and went, well, I guess Ichigo's better than me? You think that happened? You
Nope.
know?
Man has a lot of pride too, man. Forget about that. So Shinsuke is just bite. Did you say he's just biting? Also, Byakuya really works well with his skills, relies on none. Also, 13 is a suicide bomb. He's been waiting to die for the longest, and he always want to, but his life on the line for nothing. He's talking about Ukitake, and it fits him well. I mean, he's the most versatile Shinigami, really hard worker. That show he could fight the broken Fullbringer. Byakuya lost a plot. No wonder he wanted to push himself. He lost to White, but but it is consistent that the Hollow always saves him when he's in trouble, which is like it's supposed to be Sasuchi, a Bankai, whatever. But the another thing that we spoke about because so you remember how Uehara used those little hollowification like pills to like help everyone get
Mhm.
their Bankai back, right? So
Okay.
I never noticed this earlier on when I was reading because I probably wasn't reading as carefully as I should have and everything
Yeah.
like that. And in that moment, I remember texting Pat like if if Quincy's don't have any natural antibodies against hollowification and stuff like that, like it's very detrimental to them. And we have hella captains who are visors who can put the mask on and exhibit hollow abilities. What the fuck are they doing it, Griever? Why?
Okay.
What is the reason?
Okay. Did Pat already give you a reason?
We didn't
Find one.
we didn't really come to a conclusion, but also I was also cooking them. I was saying I don't respect any of the visor captains or vice captains. They all
Okay,
stink to me,
here's
except
the
for
thing.
Hachi. I like him. He's nice. I don't care. His W against Baragon for me will always be held high. That shit, I couldn't believe it. I said, how are they gonna beat this nigga? Well, go ahead though.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd love to like spin you a tail and say like I'm cooking. I ain't got shit. I'm burning in the kitchen right now. All right, so I got nothing for you. I hate it too. I really do.
I had
The
one
fact that
explanation. One
Ichigo
reason.
doesn't pull his mask out either for
Yeah.
some stupid fucked up reason.
No, I,
None of the
I know
visors
I know
do.
Ichigo's reason. I know Ichigo's reason, but I don't know about the rest
I
of them.
don't think
They have no.
Ichigo doesn't like the power. I think he
No.
sadly.
It's not that. It's,
Oh,
Now hold
it's not
on,
that.
hold on. Granted, I do have a little bit of
what's
devil's
this
advocate
Quincy's
pushback.
memory
Okay,
reawakening?
so here is the reason that the visors, your idea is sound, but a little bit problematic because just because they can put the mask on and they can attack with Sero, so can the Arankar, so can Haribel, so can all of them. They're still beaten by the Quincy's. It's not. It's their Ryatsu that's poisonous to them, like we saw with the jailer when he took in what's his name?
Avalon?
Um,
What the
He'll
fuck?
get
No,
yeah,
okay.
no, I said Avalon. That's crazy. No, not him. But
He said Avalon.
what was the What was the name of the beast with all their left arms called? Ion.
Ion, yes.
Yeah, I
I
knew it
said
was an A.
Avalon.
Yeah,
Sticking of
yeah,
fucking
definitely
saber.
that. But yeah, so we know for a fact it's not that a hollow's attack is poisonous or instantly kills them or something like that. It's that they have no antibodies. So like what happened to Ichigo's mom, right? What happened to Matsaki, which with when one bit her and made her bleed. It's sort of like a rattlesnake isn't dangerous until it bites you, sort of idea. The presence of a rattlesnake, touching a rattlesnake doesn't hurt you. What hurts you is when it bites you and injects its venom. So that's sort of what Urahara created. It was more like he injected blood cells of hollow DNA into the Bankais. And I'm still pissed off. The visors should have been using their mask. And the fact that no visor gets a W pisses me the fuck off, okay? Because they are cool. They were going to be well written. Kubo dropped the ball, and I was hoping the anime was going to fix it. It didn't fix it. I'm still pissed off. But the fact of the matter is that using the masks, while might have gotten them W's, the masks don't do anything like Urahara's pills would do. It's two different things. One's injecting, one's attacking the outer body. An outer body still being attacked by Soul Reaper powers. It's going to do the same damage. You know, Kenpachi
So
cutting Gremmy with a hollow blade versus a real blade, or his blade, is going to do the same amount. It's still going to cut his ass. You know what I mean?
Okay. Go ahead, Pat.
so Graver, I'm halfway there with you.
Okay.
That was a good explanation. But the
Mhm.
Bleach
I
stand
liked
in
it
me
too.
cannot let it slide because I remember specifically when Okura and even the rest of the Espada and Mundo, whenever they would go up against Ichigo or they were watching him fight, they would be like, his Ryatsu is just like mine. Every time he masked out. So I'm like, ah, I don't know if I'm gonna let that work because a Cero is still a Cero, no matter who's shooting it. And if you're masked up, that's a hollow attack.
No, and I agree with that. What I'm saying is that a Cero attack, once again, the Quincy's also beat a bunch of hollows. They beat the Arankar, they beat and stuff. And yeah, you could argue that they were afraid of them like Kisuke was making, which is true. They were afraid that they would come in like pinch hit more or less. They got their problematic, their one sort of semi-weakness out of the way. What I'm saying is that a Cero attack can still be blocked. Poison from the
Well, yeah,
inside out won't be blocked, and that's why Kisuke didn't all of a sudden say, "Hey, here guys, Hogyoku, hollify and then attack them with your holified Bankai. That's not what he did. What he said was they won't take them because it'll poison them from the inside out, and the ones that already have them, it'll start poisoning them from the inside out. Not that a Ceroblast won't affect them, no different than a Getsuga Tensho would. The point is they're just still 2 attacks. A Cero's no more dangerous than a Getsuga Tensho as far as a Quincy's concerned. What's dangerous is when they get in past the blunt, the Blue Day blunt.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Once they get into the cells, it's poison.
I think your
Once again,
explanation is
using the
mostly
rattlesnake.
fair.
Once
I have
again,
2
you can touch a
pushbacks.
rattlesnake fang. You can touch one.
Mhm.
Just don't pierce the skin with one that still has venom in it. That's gonna kill you. But holding a rattlesnake fang doesn't kill you. Touching it doesn't kill you. Injecting the venom from the fang does. That's sort of the explanation that I got from it, because Kisuke literally said it's poison from the inside out in the manga at least.
Yeah. Actually, all things considered, I think that was a good explanation. I think you covered most bases with that because that made sense. Because they did go after, they were in Hookumundo and going after Rankars or whatever, and they got Haribel out the paint and everything. 2
Right.
pushbacks. I still agree with what Pat said because
Yeah.
anytime Ichigo donned the mask, they said that his energy and Ryatsu was like a hollows, which means he's exhibiting some type of hollow like energy. So I don't know
True, and
for
I
sure.
still
Hold on. I don't know for sure if like he infuses his powers with like a hollow attack and it pierces the skin of a Quincy, it won't do something. Because remember, Misaki got that from White from a bite. Remember, I said earlier, I don't know, bite him or something, like do something. But like more often than not, like I think that's fair. But at the end of the day, what does the mask still give you? More what?
power.
So it's still stupid not to use it
No,
when you're
I
in a
agree with that.
literal war, when you're gonna get
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I actually mostly agree with what you're saying. I'm not really combating that, but at the very least, you still need the power boost. So there was for me, I'm like, so I thought it was like some like, oh, now that I'm a Shinigami captain and vice captain again, using hollow powers is like unbecoming or illegal or something. But if there ever was a time to not do it, it would be now, because even Kyoraku went to Central 46 and say, I'm releasing Aizen, 3 keys. Also, I'm getting Kenpachi to learn the art of killing. Fuck what you heard. Because
Right.
this wasn't the time to be worried. It's
Yeah.
literally live or die.
Even if it was like a lot of people said Yamamoto told them not to or whatever, it's like once Yamamoto died, it wouldn't carry on and stuff. That was a fan thing, like trying to basically fans have been trying to explain away why didn't Shinji, Kensei, Rose, any of them use their hollow powers after this point. And the fact is Kubo fucked up. Like, I'm not disagreeing with that. The idea that once again, it's not I still hold to my part that it wouldn't necessarily poison the Quincy's using Ceros and Holomask, but the fact of the matter is using a Holomask gives you a power boost. They are stronger. It's like using Super Saiyan, even if it's only for 3 minutes. It's going from base to Super Saiyan for these guys. Yes, they're captain class. Yes, they have Bankais, but a holified Bankai, which we know can happen because Ichigo used it, sounds pretty fucking powerful to me. So like Kensei against Mask could have used his Bankai, but then used his Holomask Bankai, and probably, I mean,
at least
they
perform better.
Yeah,
because that was pathetic.
Yeah.
Especially after all that shitty Otaga Teisagi, you fucking trash vice captain bitch. You didn't even use your new training, and then you got worked by Mask to Mask, and I said, damn.
No. You know what they did? And it once again, this is Kubo's fault, not just for misusing the visors. That was wrong. But they were using Mask to set up Renji, and they shouldn't have. They could have used Mask to set up Renji, but what they shouldn't have had done is have him beat 3 lieutenants or lieutenant class, and then have Mask then beat 2 captains, and then have Renji show up to save the day. They could have ended it with beating Yukaku, Hisagi, blah, 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 and then they could have had, and even if Kensei and Rose got involved with the Mask fight, he didn't have to make them lose to Mask. Then they could have had Renji show up and do his thing, right? The problem is they were using Mask as the setup for Renji by making too many characters lose to make it seem like, oh my god, how much more strong is Renji if he can take out 2 fucking captains?
That was the point. I could see that. Like once Renji pulled up and he watched Master Masculine the way he did, I was like, okay, so they're trying to say that Renji is above certain captains. All right.
Yeah, They're trying to
Which
say
was
he's above Captain Class now. That's what they were trying to show.
yeah, which I wasn't too mad at because I like Renji. Renji was also like
He needed
Kensei,
that
where it's like
for me. Like that did a
he
lot for me.
he
I'm a
I
villain.
like him. He
Shit.
looks cool. His Bankai suck, but like
Yeah.
he's a good character. So I was like, I want to root for you, but you're not winning.
That
I want to root for you.
dirty boost didn't move me enough, bro. You need a real W.
And I'm not arguing he could have used a real W to show off. Once again, he's one of our main cast. Kensei and Rose are not. That's fine. But the fact is that what to try to show off Renji, he did too many. He did 5 characters dirty just to make
I got
one
you saying.
character
You
look
didn't
good.
have to downplay everyone to prop up Renji. You didn't have to
Right,
do that.
and
Yeah.
I
that
got
was
you.
Kubo's writing mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said
Also,
uh-huh.
for Ichigo, I said I was going to explain why he doesn't holofy anymore.
Mm.
When he lost his Shinigami powers after using the final Gesuga Tensho, White was also still a part of his soul, which was why he was able to use the full bring powers.
Mhm.
And once he got his powers back, all his powers fused in one, like his Shinigami powers, his full bring powers, and his holification. That's why his Shihakusho changed when he
Okay.
became whatchamacallit, a Shinigami again. And then
Sure.
that's why he doesn't holify anymore. And then after the training with Ichiban and the rest of the Zero Division, they further increased his abilities, and then he got his actual Zanpakuto now. So that's
Okay.
why he can use the Horn of Salvation.
Yeah, listen, I'm okay with that explanation, except for the fact that he can use the horn. That's my problem, is that clearly he can still activate hollow powers. He's just
Yeah,
mastered them by the end of the series. The fact is, we don't see any traces of his hollow powers up until that point. That bothers me. If you could showcase that he had like hollow mass, like on his gauntlets or van braces or something in his new Shihakusho, then I would buy it. But it's or here's a better idea. How about a throwaway line in the manga or thing saying what you're saying, Pat? That's just what I'm saying. Is like if they had just said, if he just goes, my Shinigami and hollow powers, he go like just one shot from Rukia or Renji going, I noticed you don't use your mask anymore, Ichigo. Why is it too scary? They could have used it for a comedic scene. And he could have said, shut up, Four Eyes. He could have just said, listen, when I got the blade back from old man Yama, apparently I went into the inner world and they've sort of merged together and stuff. So I don't really need to pull out the mask anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Like they could have done it as a throwaway comedic scene where Orihime or Uryu or somebody mentions, hey, you were fighting, you went Bankai, but you didn't use your mask against that guy. Why not? You could have speed blitzed him. Like when the dude jumped on the bed. Perfect time to just have that scene after the fact, just to let us know as viewers to say, hey, it's not that he's choosing not to use the mask. It's that literally there is no mask anymore. Would have been very
yeah,
easy to do.
that would have been much better. I had to really dig for this information, so
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not mad at you. Because I was also wondering that. I was like, why doesn't he put that shit on him? That shit raw.
Okay, so what I'm understanding, Pat, is both you and I were cooking and both of us burned. All right, but we
Yeah.
tried. We both cooked. We both cooked.
Your hands a little charred, but the meal came out, was edible.
Yeah.
Byakuya wanted
Dinner is
Bankai
still
to get
served.
stolen so he could feel how it felt to be broke. Don't blame Renji. Byakuya, I know how they feel. They didn't, if they didn't have a principle, say that or else use it. Also, desperate war, they should have at least had a rescue to strike back first. They alive, so they used it. Kubo said, "This is a better, this is better a Renji W." He talking shit on Hisagi because he didn't use Bankai. I know that shit was so funny. I cooked out some fire. You train. Even if Renji win, it could be a team win too. A team win, yeah. But I do think the point was to show Renji was better than them at least. Why not a training ground for Renji in front of his wife? Ichigo could probably shoot an arrow. Ichigo Quincy Powers had kind of only. Was it only really blunt Vene he really used?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he only had a blood vein.
Blood vein, yeah.
I don't know that I don't think he ever used like the Quincy movement technique or anything like that. So I don't know how good his Quincy powers, how strong they were. But did Ichigo
Oh,
state
Shinra
that?
Kappa.
Yeah, I didn't Ichigo state that now his powers are in complete harmony, doesn't yet know how to wake up one part of himself to the forefront. He literally states this in the Horn of Salvation chapter. He couldn't use his mask because he doesn't know how to use it again. Well, I don't remember that scene
Oh,
exactly
by
because
that
because it
part.
hasn't happened in the anime yet. Now I can't say that I'm a super Bleach experts, but I mean I believe you. So, but I don't know.
Nah, saying he doesn't remember how to use the mask is crazy. He was in a couple of life or death struggles with that mask on. That's not something you just forget.
Well, I believe you too. But
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking up when he transforms into his super hollow form because I want to see that line. I don't remember him ever mentioning the mask.
I actually thought maybe what he just didn't want to because he remembers maybe how Orihime looked at him at one point, but I don't know. But
But I mean, he got a fucking horn coming out the side of his skull, and he looked
later
back at
on,
Orihime and smiled.
and it's
Yeah.
like it's me. Don't worry, it's me. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Last thing, Reva. I don't remember how we segue into this, but I'll just asking. Let's say for whatever reason your watch didn't use one of the Lloyds and actually
Okay.
did fight one. Well, I'll say for now one armed Captain Yamamoto. Do you think that Yamamoto could have beaten him without the? Cause this is prior. This would be prior to him having the Almighty. So do you think he would have won that,
Mm, you know what?
or does he need both hands?
Mm,
'Cause I was asking Pat if he thought your watch's statement about your watch, like having more things to protect, being more compassionate, not wanting his hubris of not wanting to like whatever have humans help him and heal his arm off, and blah blah blah, are all reasons why he wasn't really afraid of him, why he fought him this way, and why he didn't consider him a war potential.
mm, see, that's a tough one. I think I think Yamamoto still gives the real Yuha, without the Almighty, of course, a run for his money. Um, but then again, he was able to seal up the Bankai almost right away.
That's a good point.
Mm,
That nigga came through and said, "It's not that we couldn't steal your Bankai. It's
it's
just
that
that nobody else could do it but me."
yeah, he came up and he said,
Oh my god!
I mean, you know what I'm going to say right now? I'm going to say that I still think Yamamoto was holding back in his Bankai state for the sake of the
Glory.
Serite because it
Okay.
stated multiple times, like in the anime and in the manga, that pretty much him turning that shit on should have burnt the Serite to the ground in about 5 seconds. The fact that it didn't means he was trying to hold his own flames in check to not kill everybody. So maybe Yuha, I'll grant you a bit of a boon there with Yuha is not wrong saying you grew too compassionate, too complacent. The real you, I would be under the impression if it was a do or die, Yuha might have lost to Yamamoto had he gone all out, not giving a shit about any of his captains, any of the Gote. He burns the Serite to the entire ground. The Soul Society burns up, but he kills Yuha. Maybe. I'll give you a maybe, but I feel like it's more of a prime Whitebeard versus old Whitebeard situation again. He's not as strong as he once was. I don't know, because remember, according to the anime, the fact is the real Yuha didn't know about the 4 parts of his Bankai because he never needed it to kill him the first time. He never showed him because he was able to wipe the floor with them with only one, with only the East. So the fact that he had 3 other forms that he didn't even need to use to kill Yuha the first time in his entire Quincy army, I'm sort of under the impression that had he been able to go all out without fear of casualties,
Okay.
mm,
Different
like put
story.
Yuha and without the Almighty and Yamamoto in a space with no collateral damage, I'm not convinced that Yuha walks away with Yamamoto going full Bankai, not giving a shit about destroying the plane of existence that he's sitting on.
That's fair.
I
But all
mean,
right.
it's still a tough question. It's a tough question.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but I don't even know what the answer is because
No,
but just something interesting to
Without
think
the
about.
Almighty, it's very like 51-49 ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the Almighty,
Either
though,
way, yeah.
Shuhei's going to take that every time, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got some extra scenes too. So let's talk about this. We saw Shinji's Bankai, even though he used it against nobodies. To
Mm-hmm.
make people attack the wrong people, see enemies as foes and foes as enemies. Oh, sorry, wow, I said foes as enemies, friends as foes, and and foes as friends or whatnot. Like, all right, that's kind of cool, but that didn't move me enough. He didn't move me like that. But
Okay.
do we know that? Do we know at all, like prior to the upcoming episodes, if we're gonna continue to get more scenes and extended scenes and stuff like that? Because the ones that I
Yes.
would
Yes.
good, because the only two that I picked up myself, I missed one. I think Lost brought up that the is his name Chojiro, Sabisuke, the one with the lightning
Sasaki
Bankai,
Bay. Yeah.
Sasaki Bay, the charge to like give him the other scar. That wasn't in the manga apparently, or at least not that extended. We got the Shinji
Hmm.
scene obviously, and then when Ichigo's walking through that like Japanese room, it keeps extending, and he's seeing those visions and whatnot, and he's like, "Are you a bowl that can contain, or will you pop, or whatever?" So
Mm-hmm.
those are all interesting. So I wonder if he's gonna like kind of, because what I actually would like to see in the anime, at the very least for like the final battle, is how he intended to have it go. Because I know we had to cut things short, probably, or rush, because unfortunately he was getting axed. So I wonder if we might get to see the true version of how he wanted things to play out.
Yes.
Because
It was stated before the anime even aired. Like going into production, they're going to add anime original scenes
no, like, it can't.
that are under Kubo's supervision, stuff that he wanted to include, but he didn't have the time to.
Mhm. He said I didn't drag the cursor Naya, but he can still Bankai once it starts. Although also on the Yawash and Yama, I'd give it to Yama 7 out of 10 times. Honestly, without the Almighty at least, trash Bankai skins she still failed with. I don't know. I'm not a Shinji guy because my friend and I were also talking about Aizen versus Yamamoto. I know Aizen was wary of him before and whatnot, but I still think that's close.
It's close, but even Aizen knew it that if Yamamoto used his Bankai, I don't think Aizen really had much of a counter to Yamamoto's Bankai, and that's why he was afraid of him.
And now he would have died. That nigga
Well,
honestly dude not to fuck with.
without the
He
Think,
made
Hyogoku,
think about it this way. Think
without
about it this way.
without the
Without
Hyogoku,
the
obviously.
Hogyoku,
Yeah, yeah.
Kisuke kills Aizen too.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
stated. It was stated.
actually, yes, yes.
When he did the
Without the
ring
whole
thing, when he sealed off his Ryatsu, Kisuke created a Kido to kill him, and he killed him. And even both Aizen and Kisuke went, "Yeah, if that was enough to kill him, he'd just be a run of the mill monster. But that's not enough." And Aizen goes, "Yeah, had I not merged with the Hogyoku, that would have destroyed me from the inside out. The fact that you did that, blah blah blah. You know, like
But actually, hold on,
I don't
because now
buy
I
that
gotta
one.
think
I don't
because
buy that one.
when Aizen merged, his fighting style became a lot more careless. Like he was
Yes.
tanking hits on purpose.
He stopped dodging shit. And using Kyoka Suigetsu, I would say too.
Yeah,
remember, it wasn't really at that point. It wasn't until after Kisuke blew him up and he actually started to transform is when he stopped giving a shit, by his own admission. Geen noticed it after his first transformation that he stopped giving a shit about dodging. He was still dodging up to that point when he was fighting Ishin, and that's when Kisuke showed up and started doing shit. He was still dodging.
Mm-hmm.
but didn't he transform at that point already?
No, he transformed after Kisuke launched the Kido. That's when he first encompassed in the whole white suit thingy.
Oh, you're talking about
Oh
his
yes,
You're talking
it
about
happened afterwards.
his chrysalis mode. Okay, when he's
His
like,
chrysalis
Yeah, yeah,
form,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And he admitted, and Aizen and both Aizen said, like, yeah, that if I hadn't merged, that would have killed me. So it's like, okay, well,
that doesn't mean he could beat him in a one-on-one fight. That just means he was
no,
being
but I'm
a
just saying
dickhead
that
at that
I
moment.
think that it proves
I
that
don't.
Yamamoto could have
Okay,
killed
no.
Aizen without
Oh, that's
Hogyoku.
okay. That's fair. I just asked the question because me and him were talking about it. I was Team Yamamoto, like prior
Yeah.
to him. I said Hyogoku, different story. I said without
He
it,
created an Arrancar to
but
solely for the purpose of
obviously
stealing Riku
with
Jinja
Kyoka
Ka because he was
Suigetsu
afraid.
activated, that's a much different fight though.
Not even still.
You think
Even
so?
still, because the
Well,
whatchamacallit,
he knows his weakness, I guess. But we're like, if so, where if
yeah,
he's touching the blade,
Reiatsu in Bleach is kind of like I don't want to use this, but like
No,
you know in Naruto when they put you under a genjutsu and then you flare up your chakra level so you can break it. It's kind of like that. I don't
yeah,
think Aizen
no,
using his
Aizen
Kyoka
proved it.
Suigetsu. Yeah,
Aizen proved it against Soifon. So Ryatsu breaks out of shit. Now, remember, who was the one who felt uneasy and knew something was amiss when in the Soul Society arc? Oh, that's right. Captain Unohana, one of the
hmm
three original captains. Why did she do that? Maybe because she got a stupid amount of Ryatsu, and so she wasn't fooled by Koikatsui Getsu completely because she had enough Ryatsu to doubt it. And Aizen even stated, like, even though I made an absolute perfect copy down to the letter, you still held your doubts, Captain Unohana. And she went, yes, I knew something was off, something was wrong. So
I
if
think that's fair.
Unohana, this was set up a long time ago. Yamamoto has enough Ryatsu to resist Koikatsui
Tensa
Getsu
and
to a
Getsu.
degree.
Well, to see Ishii's Bankai, that'd be cool. Urahara should be number one. I don't know, man. I think he's still. I don't think he's. I don't think Urahara is dangerous because he's like. I don't think he's weak by any capacity, but he's not like the one of the most mighty combatants. It's his brain.
yeah.
It's because of how smart and inventive and unpredictable that he is what makes him dangerous. This is why I think the him being
He really pops up and just be doing shit. Like
yeah.
that shit is so funny to
Man just
me.
pops up
Kisuke can
with his
probably
bucket hat with
go.
his fan and his shaded
Yeah,
eyes and this is like, oh my, what's going on here? Like
Kisuke Kisuke can probably go toe to toe with most of the captains, Espadas and Quincy's. I would argue
Yeah,
he's not
yeah,
top five, but there's a reason he's a special war potential, and he's definitely able to give anyone in the series a run for their money. I would argue, not whether
definitely.
it's diffs and stuff, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, because he's too, as you said, he's the man with 1,000 plans.
oh yeah, he's formidable. I
So,
mean, he's one of my favorite characters. So it's not me trying to like diss him. I
oh
don't
no, no,
know,
no.
but I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
there's no argument that Kisuke is top of the verse or anything. No, of course not. But
Yes, that's my
yeah.
guy. You know, I like all the scientists in Bleach. So Mayuri's
Oh,
my I love Mayuri so fucking
Silence of
much.
Boro, Jesus.
Yes, I love him. That's my favorite Espada, bro.
He's the most unserious nigga in the fucking arc.
He said, "You got
Nigga
my
said,
clothes ripped. I gotta go change." I said, "I respect it. You gotta be drippy. Go change, my nigga."
"Nah,
Wait, Uryu did the same
that
shit
fight
multiple times.
that fight was annoying me, bro, because he was like, this room has been made so that you can't use your Bankai, and then Uryu shows up and he uses a little Quincy thing, and he was like, y'all messed up my clothes. He leaves, they leave the room, and then they end up coming right back into the room. He was like, did
Mm.
you really think you was gonna escape? Okay, you can use your Bankai now. I'm like, bro, so you was just doing
Also,
that for shits and giggles?
Yes.
also, just for you guys and stuff. Once again, you can argue the translation and stuff, but I did read Horn of Salvation because I have Bleach behind me here. Of course,
Mhm.
I do.
Uh-huh.
And not being able to use the mask prior to the Royal Palace train is not exactly what he said.
What he say?
It was more, he said he wasn't ever able to bring out White properly, his hollow power properly, up until that point, and he's still not good at it to this day after it transformed into two swords. So I used you to drag him out of me. That's what he said. He didn't say I couldn't mask the entire time since the beginning of Thousand Year Blood War arc. You can
Mhm.
take that interpretation, but once again, now we're sort of fan theorizing, is all I'm saying. From the official Viz, anyways. So if
No,
there's
no,
no,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Because it was always a struggle between him and White. They didn't really
Well, he
accept each
talked about
other.
Old Man Zangetsu in this conversation. He said there was White and Old Man Zangetsu, and if I tipped the balance, blah blah blah, and so I was never able to draw him out whenever I wanted. And what did they show when he went up against Byakuya and went crazy? So he was sort of reminiscing. You can make an argument that he's talking about current, but with all the past shots from previous arcs while he's talking, monologuing this, I'm saying no. He's talking about the history of how he got to where he is currently. Because Yuha mentions, you look like a hollow. What's up with this? And he goes, no, here's what's actually going down. And he sort of goes through the process of this is what happened. I got 2 swords. Now, they're in sort of a harmony and stuff, but it's still hard to bring him out in the form he's talking about right now. He can't just bring out the horn version of himself right now, is the way I took it, but you can take it whatever way you want.
The blade is me.
Yeah,
Sir.
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Or what did we like about the lie, by the way? Renji's Bankai lying to him.
It didn't respect him.
Yeah, I always like the fact that it's actually two spirits. It's the snake and the baboon. The baboon respected him, but not the snake. So it
Yeah.
gave him half the power.
It's still
That's so funny to me.
and in some ways it's not like it's like when it happened I didn't think it was nonsensical because it kind of reminded me of what's number 5 in the Squad 11 Yuki talking about the guy with the peacock where he would call it by a
Oh,
fake name
Yumichika? Yeah.
Yumichika like he
Mhm.
called it by like a different name so like half partially kind of like Shikify if you will so I'm
Yeah,
like
so
nah
he
this is not even
didn't
a
have
yeah
to.
it's not like
Yeah.
it wasn't a concept that didn't make sense to me no he's like oh you can use this portion of the ability but when he got his full Bankai, dangerous.
And remember how much multiple characters, Byakuya, Kisuke, they always said names are important. Old Man Zangetsu, names have meaning, they have power, and they have importance. And we've seen this with Kido. Kido, fully chanted, the proper name, all this stuff holds more weight and more power. And names are so important. And that's why when people bitch about Ichibei, I'm like, names have been constantly important since the first arc of Bleach. We have been hammered in that names hold weight and hold power throughout this series. So the fact that Ichibei is like, I created the names.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now this is why his power is so formidable because he created Zanpakuto, Shikai, Bankai. He gave power to the name. Like now it's all making sense. I thought it was great writing myself, but
I think
It was. Because it explained why he was always losing so much. Because I'm like, bro, this, first of all, Hikyo Zabimaru was a big ass fucking target.
yeah,
That's number one. Number two, the maneuverability was not ideal because like it's a big snake kind of, but like it has a baboon skull, and like it's kind of cool that it can control the individual pieces with the Ryatsu. But like remember, they said when bits and pieces of the Zanpakuto are broken off, they don't come back.
right.
So it was like eventually, if you keep getting your shit damaged, you're not gonna have a Bankai at all. So I
Yeah,
was like, how are they gonna fix that?
I thought the design of Renji's Bankai, the first one, was really cool and stuff, but as a design, it was awesome, I would argue. But as
Yeah.
a practical Bankai, no, it had a lot of flaws. Byakuya
Yeah.
pointed it out in his first usage of it.
It seemed pretty like dumb. Like it's kind of how I feel about even Ikaku's Bankai. I'm like, I don't know how good this is. I
No.
see what,
I,
but it really annoys me how he just doesn't use it. I just don't understand why he doesn't use it. I think Ikaku is a
you
character
know
I
the
went from
reason,
liking a lot to just stop liking him. I'm like, why don't you ever Bankai, bro? Like you're not serious about
bro.
life.
Well, I think he will
Bro,
after the
you know
series
the
because
reason.
remember, it's Squad
That's not a
11.
good reason.
No, it
Fight with
is.
all your
Hey,
fucking power.
Ikaku is following Yumachika. I mean, Yumachika literally uses half his strength in his Shikai because he doesn't want to be kicked out of Squad 11. He wants to respect the Kenpachi and Ikaku. So Ikaku
Turn it
doesn't use
off. It's
anything beyond
wartime.
Shikai
It's
because only
wartime.
Kenpachi used the Shikai.
It's wartime. This was the one moment where
Yeah,
none of that mattered. Win, live, and figure it out later.
well, to be fair, hey, to be fair, in the anime it showed better than the manga. They thought they already beat Mass, then Mass fucking totaled them before they could use their Bankai because Hisagi
That
confirmed to
is
have
true.
Bankai at that point, and Ikaku. So Ikaku probably would have at that point. Remember, he did it in the Arrancar arc, even though he didn't want to, because as you said, it was wartime. So I don't think that should discount Ikaku. It's that Ikaku and stuff, they were arrogant, sure, but they thought they won, and then they got blitzed. Okay?
All right, that's fair. That's fair. That's
That
fair.
So,
that is true. They did think they. Hey,
yeah.
them boys at Squad 11 are so different, man.
They're
They
built
would
different.
rather die than
They
their
are ride or
secret gets
die.
exposed.
Vin
They'd be
Diesel should
like,
step over and let Kenpachi lead the Fast and Furious franchise, man. He's all about family.
nah, I'll never forget when Yumachika used his actual Shikai for the first time. I was like, this explains a lot. Because it was
Yep.
like, why every time he fight, he come back with no wounds? But I'm like,
And
every
why
time I
he's
see you fight, you're getting washed. And
Yeah.
then it was like Coolhorn was like, so if we weren't isolated from everybody else and everybody could see this fight, like, and I was about to kill you, would you have used it? He was like, no, I would have died. He said,
Yeah.
I would have let myself die. I was like, oh, I respect you. I respect
And
you.
why is he the fifth seat, and why is Ikaku the third seat? I
Well,
love
he's the
his
50
reasoning.
because he
He's like,
doesn't like the number
so
4.
yeah, he's like, I don't like the number 4. Number 3 is the best one, but Ikaku has that one, so I don't even bother trying to take it. So I chose number 5. Meanwhile, both of them strong enough to be lieutenants, but that's Yachiru. So they're both sitting at third and fifth seat because just because they don't give a shit. They don't care about rankings, man.
I respect him.
I do too.
I don't.
I think it's great.
Time and place, though. Now you're not wrong. Ikaku should have Bankai'd up.
He should have. So should Hisagi. See, once again, the mass fight adds so many problems for Kensei, Rose, Hikaku, Yumachika, and Hisagi.
So I think Rose's ability is actually really good. I'm like, that's kind of
It's
wrong.
so good. And hey, the animation was fire,
Yeah.
It was. That shit was
literally.
beautiful.
But also,
That shit
yeah,
was listening.
The
that
goal is
looked good.
me.
That
You
looked
can still
good.
do it with the cool dude sword. If you remember, they were still asking each other if they trust him. I still remember the fact they offered him Bankai originally, but he said, "Nah, I'm good." Then he gets beat by Ichigo. He comes back and asks for it. They're like, "Here you go," and they held a they held a fucking grudge. You think they held a grudge against his wife? I heard that when Unohana had healing jelly first, but she's number 1 killer. That's why I still think that's a retcon, personally. And his too good to be used to respect. I got a question for y'all. What is Yachiru? Is she part of Kenpachi? That's a great question.
That
What do you mean? We already
Yachiru is
know.
it's a
She's
manifestation of his Sanpakuto.
his
She's a
Kenpachi
spirit.
Zanpakuto. She's Nozarashi. Her name isn't
Yes.
Yachiru. She's Nozarashi. That's confirmed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He gave her the name Yachiru, but that's not her name. It's
See,
just
when he was in
Nozarashi.
the Kenpachi,
So
it was in the episode when she showed up. He goes, "What's your name, kid?" He goes, "Oh, you don't have one like me."
Yeah,
Called her
she points
Yachiru
to the
after the
blade.
one woman he respected, and since he couldn't hear the name, no different than Zangetsu. Why can't you hear me? My name. I couldn't hear his name. He wasn't open to the idea of because remember, Unohana said it at this point. Kenpachi had closed himself off. He wasn't listening because he blocked his own power. So Yachiru couldn't give Kenpachi her name.
how
So
did
she just
she
stayed
like
with.
have a Zanpakuto herself and stuff? I guess is the confusing part.
That
I
I
agree with
can't explain.
I agree with everything you're saying. And you're right. She did point to the sword. That all makes sense. And like you gave her the wrong name.
Yeah.
So you saying Yachiru, you're like, no, it's Nozarashi. I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me. I understand why she
Yep.
disappeared and how she able to even Bankai. All makes sense. But how the hell did she have those fucking Monster Inc. looking ass? Because she fought the dude who I actually like they didn't drag that part out, where she's fighting the dude who can erase himself from your mind memory. She reacts on
Oh,
instinct.
Grammy's creation. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was pretty cool, but I don't know. I guess it's just a little confusing. I get why people be
It
confused.
is a little bit. The idea is, I think Tekking brought this up as a theory, and I think most people subscribe to it. Mostly is the idea that she has been a manifested, and technically she's the Bankai form, by the way, of
Yes.
Nozarashi. So Yachiru is a Bankai spirit who has been a Soul Reaper for decades, if not centuries at this point. She's powerful enough she's been living outside of Kenpachi. Kenpachi's sword, he's so fucking good that his sword is basically and we know, remember, your Zanpakuto is a part of your own soul. So at this point, she's so detached from him, it's literally a part of Kenpachi's soul as a Soul Reaper. So, and she's a Bankai spirit, so Hyriatsu, she's basically just calling upon her own inner powers and or she's summoning other Asauchi to help her in the form of a Shikai. Because even
If I re-
Isani goes, this Shikai makes no sense. Her sword
yeah,
hasn't
'cause the
changed.
Sanpakuto didn't
Her
change.
spirit,
Yep.
but these spirits are here and stuff. So it's been theorized that she basically summons other Asauchis that haven't been claimed yet to assist her.
If I remember correctly, after Zaraki uses Bankai, Yachiru doesn't come out anymore, right?
No, after he uses Shikai, she's gone.
Oh, it was a Shikai?
Yeah, once he cuts the meteor, her clothes are gone and stuff, and he yells at the people, "Find her! Find
Yeah.
Yachiru!"
Yeah, that's
Because he
right.
can't sense her anymore because she's gone. Now she does come back for one little scene with Kenpachi, but that's
Yeah,
probably
that was my confusion. That because
yeah,
she came.
that's his inner world technically though. Yeah. So she's gone the moment he calls Nozarashi for the first time. Because now Yachiru, the lieutenant, is gone. Because now he knows the name and he's using her power.
Mm. That's a
So
good point, Lost. Even the healer lieutenant wondered why Yachiru's Shikai was so weird. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Isane was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Also, kudos to Kubo, how he wrote Isane, because Isane's always been a background character, but it would have been so easy for them to write her as the I want revenge against Kenpachi for killing my captain. It would have been so easy, nobody would have blinked an eye. The fact that he wrote her three-dimensional saying, thank goodness, she just lost her captain, one of her confidants, her best friends, but she knows it's what Unohana wanted and is grateful that Kenpachi came back from it and has now assumed her old mentor's title
But can I
and
also
has
ask
no
you a
bearing
question,
of grudge.
Griever?
Yeah.
What the fuck was she gonna do
Mm.
to him?
No,
What
but the
threat
point,
does she pose to Kenpachi?
but the point
No,
is,
no,
like
no.
Kenpachi said,
I'm playing now. I'm being a bit of a dickhead. I'm
I
playing
know,
around. I
but
get your point, but but like, bitch, you're not putting no fear in my heart. I don't care that I told you
no,
you want
you
revenge.
know,
Come at me. You are not a threat.
I'll tell you what would have happened. It would have happened the same way Yuha spent 1,000 years in the Shadow Room.
Oh,
And then
brother.
boom, comes back and kills Yamamoto. It's the same deal.
No, it's
Isane
not.
spends 1,000 years in the Shadow Realm, develops Nazi tendencies, and comes back to
Nazi
kill
tenants. Oh,
Kenpachi.
okay, because the the Quincy's. I
Because
got
they're
you.
German, you see?
Yeah. I got you. That's hilarious
um,
though.
but no, I get you. But the idea, I like that moment because Kenpachi even recognizes it. He goes,
Mm.
I killed her. If you want to kill me, that's fair game. Like, come at me. That you deserve, you have that right. And because Kenpachi understands it, and it's a moment of clarity because we don't get many moments of clarity between Kenpachi and other characters, mostly only with Ichigo and Unohana. So it's nice to see someone he's never interacted with, but he gets it right away. He's like,
Yeah.
I would get it if you felt this way, and that's totally legit. Come at me. I understand. And she's like, no. And once again, Kubo could have wrote it. Even if she can't do anything, he could have wrote it that she hates him and she walks away and she's like, I'm just going to focus on healing, but I'll never, ever forgive you like every shonen ever.
Mm-hmm.
No, she respected her captain's wishes that she wanted to die at his hand so that he could grow strong.
That's my original sin.
We talking about Isane, man. When the fuck we gonna talk about Rukia?
Oh, man.
Now?
Of course.
Rukia!
The ice princess herself?
Now? After that, I
Let's
wanna.
talk about Rukia!
After this, I have something I want to transition to. But let's talk about Rukia, man. That shit was clean.
Okay. Rant about Rukia. I'm going to be 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Do your thing, brother. All right, start us off, Pat. I'm sorry
Again,
we kept you waiting. Sorry to keep you waiting.
now I'm here to talk about what I wanted to talk about since we started this damn stream. Who is the first character you see when this series starts? Rukia Kuchiki, or Kuchiki Rukia, whichever way you want to say it. From the very beginning, it has been established that she is the female lead. A lot of people have a misinterpretation of what a female lead is. It's
Is
not.
it a female that leads?
It's not Orihime. Orihime is the main love
Love interest.
interest.
Talk.
Rukia is the lead. The story follows Rukia's point of view first, and at multiple times goes in her point of view more than anybody not named Ichigo. Rukia is a character that had an established backstory that had two layers to it. We knew that she killed Kai and Shiba during the Soul Society arc, but we didn't know the details of it and then it was expounded on later on in Hueco Mundo. And that was honestly one of the best flashbacks in the entire series.
It was really good. Mine is Win Back the Pendulum, but that one's really good.
Damn, there's so many points in the series where we learn more and more about her. Like at first we think she was a weakling because she didn't have a seat, but like no, she got a Zanpakuto, she got a Shikai. It's regarded as one of the most beautiful Shikais in all of Soul Society. So they know Shirayuki. She got two stages at first. She got Someno Mai, Skishiro, and then she got Sugino Mai, Hakuren, and then later on she gets Sano Mai, Mirafune, no Shirafune, sorry. But throughout all of this, you know, people didn't really respect Rukia like that as a combatant, even though she defeated a spot on her own. But like,
I
how many
uh,
other characters in the series could have said that?
was it?
But she
I,
was
wait, hold on, just real quick. If I remember correctly, wasn't he like not a Vasto Lorde? He was like whatever one step under, so people used that to undermine her win,
no,
if I
no,
remember correctly.
he was a Gillian. So
That's
he
what
wasn't even a Lucius. He was a Gillian. He was the lowest form of.
that's the main argument I remember seeing though. But your point is still well taken. Keep going. Sorry, I just want to add that.
Yeah. Espada is a Espada. So when they said that detail, I was like, fuck, she won.
He's number 10 for a reason. Another Vassal Lord didn't take the spot for a reason. So, anyways, keep going.
So we've seen throughout the entire series, she's growing. During the Fullbring arc, she's a lieutenant now after not having a seat. Her abilities were never in question. It was Byakuya being overprotective because he didn't want to lose her because she was going to be the last remnant of his wife. And he made it so that she wouldn't get a seat, even though she was more than capable. And because of that, it kind of like broke her confidence a little bit because like now she's in a noble family. She has to uphold the traditions and customs of the Kuchiki clan, even though she's not originally a Kuchiki, so she got to work harder to get on that level of respect. We get to the final arc. Rukia opponent is the nigga that defeated her Nisama. This man beat Byakuya in a 1v1.
I know beat
As
him in
not
a
comes to her.
2v1.
As not comes to her. And he's like, I want to know what you fear the most. And she's like, well, I can't fear nothing because I'm not alive. He's like, oh, what? I'm like, oh, what you talking about, Willis? What you mean? I see you right
Kyofu.
here.
Kyofu. 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 Keep
And
going.
she pull up to the fight. She said, so Dano Shiryuki's true ability is not to freeze things with his tip. The user itself becomes frozen. I'm like, bro, she leveling up. Dog walking this nigga. The same nigga that beat Byakuya, mind you. Then she had a little hiccup in the middle of the fight. She didn't seal the job. The Volstanden came through. He was still ready to go. She wasn't prepared for that. Caught her off guard. Byakuya comes through, breaks it up with Senbon Sakura, and he turns to her and says, you have become strong. You don't need my help. You can take care of this. And then it's like a full circle moment. Like all the time she had doubting herself because she wasn't allowed a seat. She didn't know the reason. And also for Byakuya too. Him coddling her, holding her hand, not letting her get a seat because he's scared that she's gonna get hurt. He's like, nah, you got this. And Rukia uses her Bankai. I swear to God, that's one of the most beautiful scenes of anime I've ever seen in my life. Bankai.
Fuck.
Haka no Tagame. I said, oh my goodness. Look, she's so beautiful. Like she's standing there, serene, music playing, never meant to belong, new version. We got vocals in this shit playing now. She breathing. Byakuya grabs her hand, restores warmth to her body, tells her to undo it. Say you have a beautiful Bankai. It's dangerous. You gotta work on it, but I have faith in you. And make sure you never swing your blade in desperation because nothing can be gained that way. I'm like, bro, this this is anime. This is what I'm watching. This is what I come to seek. Like, Have you ever seen a character that progresses so steadily throughout the series like this and it has a full circle payoff? Man,
It
oh,
hasn't even fully come full circle because what happens in that last motherfucking chapter? Talk to him. Let him know.
she becomes a captain.
Yes, sir. From no
She
Man,
seat
deserved it.
to captain? Nah, put respect on her name, man. Put some respect on her
ain't
name.
nobody got to glow up like Rukia, man.
Let's just be clear on one thing though. The fact of the matter is, at this point in the series, she didn't need her brother's approval to be strong, but she still wanted it. And the fact
Yeah,
that she got it,
It meant a
that's the
lot to
key.
her for him to say,
It's
"You have
not. It's
become strong.
right.
You don't need my help.
Right.
I'm not gonna beat him. You are. Turned
It's
around."
not like it's not like some typical shonen power up where it's like, oh, because my brother approved of me, I can now unlock my full potential. I can now unlock my Bankai. I can now unlock. No. She already had the power. She was already gonna do it, but having the approval unfucking what's the word I'm looking for? Like unprovoked or whatever. Byakuya said it because he meant it, because he wanted to, and just damn girl, you're doing good. Good job,
yep,
sister. Like that just meant it was an emotional moment. It had so many people will argue like the friendship power up and shit. That's not what happened there. Rukia is no weaker or stronger because of that. She's just confident in herself. And
yes.
Byakuya acknowledges it. And it just means an emotional standpoint for her. It's great character writing. That's all it is. And
And
it's
like
fantastic.
Rand said, it's a good moment for Byakuya too because he's come a long way
Yes.
since we first saw him. You know, he's
Where
come a
Yep.
he
long
couldn't
way.
decide between disrespecting his job as a nobleman versus his job to his wife. He was, that torn mentality, and now he's come full circle. It's great.
Yeah,
Still have to explain that shit to people sometimes. I can't believe they don't get it.
So many
I
people
could
don't, Pat.
I couldn't believe it. What do you always say about critical thinking, or was it literature or whatever? What's it at?
It's all of that. Critical thinking, reading comprehension, and media literacy is at an all time low.
Yes,
Facts.
sir.
Facts.
I seen a tweet the other day where somebody was like, when they watch shows, well, it wasn't a tweet, it was a TikTok. They said when they watch shows and they talking too much, they just fast forward into the action. I'm like, what? Excuse me? George Bush and his administration will pay for No Child Left Behind. I swear it.
I would cry if Tuesday
Dude,
could
to
tell me
this
about girls
day,
beautiful. They don't read. From unseen officer to lieutenant to captain, we watched this girl truly blossom. She came a long way, man. She did. I see why you like Rukia a lot. I didn't get it at first, but I get it now.
yeah. I still say best girl is Yodoichi, but that's because, I'm just biased for
I'm not
Yodoichi.
mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I fully understand, brother. Take
Yodoichi
one
just
good look.
She just does something for me, man. I don't know what it is, but she's doing whatever she's doing. She does a lot of it. That's all I'm saying.
I just
I
love
get it.
Rukia is so graceful. Like, not
Yeah,
only that,
she
she
is.
has personality. She's funny, but she's forceful too. Like, she could put her foot down when she need to, and then her fighting style is like Byakuya light. She be using keto, like she's not up there with him, but like she be saying her little incantations in between her fucking fighting style. I'm like, at you using fucking hello no nanaju-san. So Katsui. I was like, oh, look at you glowing up.
Hmm. Nah, it was great seeing Ashnot get beat animated because I hate that. I hate him. We all know why I hate him,
Because
but I hate him.
he beat God.
He beat the fuck out of my. He beat the fuck out of my favorite character. I said that.
Yeah.
I said with the amount of times I seen Senbon Zakura eviscerate opponents, I hate it had to be you, brother. I hate it had to be you. I remember reading that chapter, just looking down, like not like I lost Gin and Byakuya. There's no way this has happened to me. I lost both my favorite characters. I was so sad, bro. Then when they're like,
Briefly,
he's
I
alive.
was
Like yes,
I was
he's
telling
alive.
Naya.
Let's go. I said let's go. I said
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We still have the Hellverse arc for Ichimaru.
Oh
she's
yeah.
also
I wonder when Kubo's gonna get to that.
maybe
You know
after.
what?
Is
I'm
he still
not
doing
rushing that
Burn the
man
Witch stuff?
again.
Maybe after that. I don't know if he's still doing Burn the Witch shit.
I mean, he didn't say he was gonna stop, so I guess he's just taking
No.
his time.
You know what the thing is. The thing is that this man. And yeah, I'm gonna bitch a little bit about those HXH fans. I'm
Let's
gonna bitch a little
go.
bit here
Fuck
because
Tagashi.
Kubo isn't allowed to fucking almost die and go to the hospital and get a goddamn break. So he rushes the ending of Thousand Year Blood War arc, and people complain for some reason. Wonder why. And then when they finally call him back because all their new shit sucks, and they're like, "Please hire Kubo back." He didn't burn that bridge. He's like, "Hellverse arc, best rated, most read chapter of the year in Shonen Jump." And he's like, "Yeah, hey, Shueisha, I'm taking my own sweet fucking time. I'll give you another Hellverse chapter when I goddamn feel like it. Is anybody going to stop him? No." So now we're back. We're on that Hunter x Hunter schedule, but for real greatness called Hellverse.
Ah,
And I'm here for
I think the Hellverse
This
will be
is
good.
crazy.
I hope.
But hey, fuck it. It's Bleach. Fuck it.
it. Right, it's Bleach. Fuck
You know
Hunter x
what?
Fuck
Hunter.
it.
Y'all know I have no love for Tagashi. Fuck him. So okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to get
Oh,
to
I knew
though.
you'd appreciate that. I knew you'd
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. If there's one series that I would argue in the past, I'd say 3 years maybe that I stopped being so sour on is this one. But I do think the revisionist history helped because revisiting it, I'm like, all things considered,
Yeah.
I really don't. I have issues, but I like Bleach. Bleach is fine, man. I like Bleach. The one that I went back, I'm like, nah, this shit is actually ass is Naruto. This shit sucks.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it's
said,
good. Like,
I said, what
you
was
know
I
what Naruto
smoking
is?
as a child? Why was I so moved as a kid, bro? This is not
I'll
moving me.
tell you why.
I
Because
promise you,
Naruto,
I pretty much finished part one, and part one, I don't hold it as high regard as I used to, but I still think it's a good part. But I really thought for
solid.
some reason it was like half the manga. I'm like, this shit is like less than 200 chapters. The majority of this shit is Shippuden. I hate it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the amount of people, and you know what I think it is? It's just people doing that whole Naruto was one of their first introduction to shonen outside of like Dragon Ball Z or Bleach or One Piece or anything like that. And I
Yep.
think that if less people, because I don't hear it from Japanese people, that's the thing. I hear it from Westerners. So that's my key thing is that it's like, okay, well, how many anime did you watch before you saw Naruto? And how old were you when you saw Naruto? Because I guarantee you, if you go back without nostalgia glasses, and you can argue that for the same thing for Pokemon, for anything for me, sure. But I recognize, like, for example, going back and watching Duelist Kingdom of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I know that shit's ass. It's fun to me, because I like Dan Green's voice and Seto Kaiba's such a fucking man and stuff like that. But I know this shit is out to lunch. It's not well written. It's dorky. It's silly and stuff.
Second rate
I
duelist with a third rate deck.
Exactly. But those lines, we know they're cheesy. We know there's stuff like that. But we watch it for that purpose. I'm not there to look at great writing and stuff. So if people would stop, they can watch it with nostalgia glasses, sure, but when they can recognize the problems, I feel like that's more of a better opinion. And too many Naruto fans sit back and like I would say that Naruto is probably a good above average shonen manga. It's an above
No.
average shonen manga, but it doesn't do anything that's so outside the box that makes me go, damn. There are some great moments in Naruto. Even I won't deny that. There are some great moments, some great, parts of great fights. But overall, I put One Piece above it. I put Bleach above it. I put quite a few things above it as just better. Even if you were only give Bleach a 7, then I would say Naruto's a 6. Like it's
I
it's
think
it's okay. It's not terrible or anything. It's just
I still think its
not as
biggest
great
sin
as
would
everyone
always be. I'm
thinks.
not going to get into this because I don't feel like talking about it, but it betrays what the story is supposed to be about. And that to
Yep.
me,
yeah.
that to me is a detrimental storytelling sin. The way
Yep.
that the story
That
was
that's what
portrayed,
that's what makes it a below average series for me.
yeah. What I believe
Oh,
that he attempted to do with the series, he did not succeed, which means it's a failure. That's why it's a 4 for me.
here's something Naruto fans don't want to hear, Naya, and I think you'll agree with this. You know who actually is an underdog character who works his way? Goku.
They
Yeah.
don't
No
they don't
one
want to
wants
hear
to hear
they don't
that,
want to hear that, but hey, he was a low
but
class warrior.
yep.
So
And he's not some child of destiny or anything like that. I mean, you can complain about Dragon Ball writing. I'm just saying that Goku is not Superman. and he's not like, even though people make the comparisons, and he's not. He's actually what Naruto like should have been. He
Nah,
shouldn't have
man,
been. You know.
people be lying. Dragon Ball's writing is solid. It's not the greatest thing ever, but there's no obvious egregious flaws in it.
I think it's because people watched the anime dub and they got a lot of things wrong or didn't explain how certain things. There's a lot of plot holes from the anime that do not exist in the manga because literally Toriyama goes, "No, the dragon can't do this, this, and this." That's explained in like the first 10 chapters of Dragon Ball, and
There's
everyone
also a
it's
lot of
never
people
meant.
who didn't read. Like, obviously, I know the manga is Dragon Ball, but a lot of people only started the Saiyan Saga and never bothered. Like, to this day, I know people who
Right.
never bothered with the Adventures of Kid Goku, so you don't even have a huge chunk of the story. So,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
someone asked me, are these better chapters than Boruto? I don't read Boruto, man. Chapter
Nobody
1.
in here reads that bullshit.
no.
I don't care how much the TL hypes it. I know it's ass. What's the new
I
shit
would
called?
never.
Boruto two vectors, two vortex. Nigga, leave me
No.
alone.
I didn't
I don't
believe
even
when
know,
the
man.
Velociraptor fought Sasuke. I couldn't believe it. I looked it up and it was real. I had to see it.
I don't know.
I was like, Jurassic Park meets Sasuke? What?
The extent of my Boruto knowledge is the 10 chapters after the series ended. The movie and that one episode that just redoes the fight from the movie, which is a good episode. I'm not gonna take that away from. That was a very good episode of anime. I don't care what anyone says, but yeah. Well, in recent years, Toriyama retconning has been upsetting. I mean, I'm not talking about Super. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Dragon Ball story and art by Akira Toriyama. I'm not talking about
Right.
Toyotaro and Toei's whatever the fuck. I'm just talking about.
I mean, I read Super, but there are some retcons. I read it because
caught
I
up.
do.
I'm caught up. And I watched them.
I'm
I
caught up.
had
Yeah.
watched the movie pretty recently and I actually enjoyed it. The superhero movie, I actually liked it. I enjoyed it recently, but
I haven't seen that one, but like I remember driving in a blizzard to go see fucking Broly because I was thinking like it's sort of my child. I'd only seen one, because I saw all the VHS tapes back in the day in a Walmart sort of idea, but I never, of course, theaters back then in our day never had anime movies in the theaters. So I'm like, no, my child in me wants to go see Goku and Vegeta in theaters. I drove in a blizzard to watch that Broly movie, and then that got me hooked pretty good. But
there you go. Yeah.
I don't read that shit, man. Toyotaro's art is ass. I got niggas in a group chat telling me that shit better than Toriyama's. I be wanting to fight all of them when they say that.
No, it's not better than Toriyama's for sure. It's a good replication, but it's not great.
I hate the way his Goku looks. That shit pisses me off.
Yeah, he looks a little odd.
All right, but how excited are you guys to see some of the Squad Zero stuff and how that's going to be animated? Because I think, especially for Ichibei, they're going to shake their ass. They're going to go hard for Ichibei versus Yoach, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. And the thing about it is too is, I want to give credit to there's a couple of new anime that I think does a good job of actually somewhat clarifying some things that I may have not picked up on the manga or adding a little bit of an extension of a scene that makes it like better for me. And I think Bleach has done a good job with that because again I didn't, for whatever reason, maybe because like I said, I'm actually was moved and I was invested while I was watching with my friend, where I was like really paying attention because I really was like, how did I not notice the like whole pills with Urahara and the visor and mask? Like, why don't you guys mask up if these guys have no antibodies against hollows? Like, I'm starting to think, and I openly admit at no point did I ever actually understand Ichibei's ability. I was like, I don't know, if you're writing words, use some black shit, you strong. Like, I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what that nigga was doing the whole fight, but I'm like, it's impressive. So I think when I watch it now, because I'm not gonna read it, I'll just watch it when it comes. It's gonna help me understand exactly what it is it does. You guys can do it now if you want, which is fine because I'm sure you guys know. But I openly admit, reading that fight, I said, "Oh, you got the paintbrush. You said you're an ant. Something about half your power. Now it's a fake paintbrush, but with a blade, but not a blade."
Like, I'm not gonna actually. You know
what's
what?
happening?
Pat might do it. I'm not gonna explain it to you. What I am gonna say is that you, like me a little bit, maybe like Pat, will probably be pissed off that Ichibei straight up didn't win.
No, Almighty is broken.
That's what doesn't make sense to me is that he didn't win.
The Almighty is too broken. That's why.
No, Ichibe's power is pretty fucking broken too, man. I still say his power should have worked and been the end of it, but you know,
Mm.
the fact,
I
yeah,
always felt like he should have been in the final battle with Ichigo.
yeah.
Like
I
the
kind
fact
of
that he
wanted
wasn't,
all 5
I was
war
like, what?
potentials to be there. I wanted the 5 war potentials to do the victor.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do something like that because I was like, okay,
That
it's
would have
nice
been
that you listed him as
fucking
the war
lit.
potential.
Those 5, oh, Kenpachi, Ichigo, Urahara, Aizen, and who the fuck am I forgetting?
Ichibe.
Ichibe.
Ichigo. Woo! That's deadly.
That is so fucking dangerous.
Nigga. Oh my
Fuck your
god.
almighty broken ability that Kubo rode himself into a corner. Fuck that. We got Kenpachi. He can cut an almighty. We got Urahara. He can think his way out of one. Aizen, he can chair Sama his way out of it. Like, these dudes are too good.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm very excited to see that in action. I think they're gonna really. I think they're gonna extend it a bit more, add some scenes because we're talking about
Oh, yeah.
Ichigo versus Yowatch, how they added some more combat scenes to that, and it was really good. Like you could
Well, in
see
That shit,
the frustration and
it was
confusion
nuts.
in Ichigo's face too, and he's like, "You don't even know about your heritage, my son in the darkness." Did this, did that. I said, "Damn, they going crazy." So welcome to our soul
well,
society, yes,
the
sir.
good thing is, some people are ticked off about this. But do you realize we covered an entire volume in the last episode?
One
One
episode, you said?
entire volume. Volume 64, with the exception of one scene, was completely covered in one episode. That means we have 9 volumes left, and we're only in the halfway point of Core 2. There's going to be a lot of added shit to fix that ending, and
like
I'm
like
here
Law
for it.
said, real pacing. And I think one thing it does have the advantage of it being finished and completed is they don't have to worry about surpassing where the manga is and having to like
That's
freestyle or
right.
do something. So
Yep.
so it definitely has an advantage. But
Yes.
I've always said I really like how it's paced. The only scene that I noticed wasn't in an episode. For some reason I remember this. I don't know why. Probably because as some of the last third raiders, the Royal Guard. I don't remember his name. Love the Niska Makablulu, the lethal. I just call him lethal dose. He when he was
Asking,
with when he was with when he had the binoculars watching the Kenpachi and Grammy fight. The love, like the fat love guy who could make people like that he
Didn't show up.
controlled,
Yeah.
that they control
People
Hisagi
were
with.
upset by that, though.
He was supposed to be there, and I remember
Yeah.
the other Quincy's also being like, Grammy, what the fuck? We're all
Yes.
here too, bro. Like Grammy's like, just me.
So many people.
Everyone will die except me. Like, and he's like, Jesus Christ. Like, so. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
Okay.
only thing I noticed.
Actually,
I'm not mad at it. I just noticed it. I'm not upset. I just
oh,
noticed that.
you are one of the few, because everyone was bitching about that episode on Reddit and Discord that I could find, saying we didn't get the Stern Ritter shit. And I said, oh yeah, this entire episode about Grammy versus Kenpachi. No. Basby looking up at a meteor going, Grammy, what the hell? Without that, whole episode's ruined. Might as well not watch season fucking 2. Fuck this. Like, no, go fuck yourselves. Because we didn't have a couple of Stern Ritters looking up at the sky, all of a sudden the episode sucks. Who cares what these Stern Ritter
yeah,
reaction shots
bro.
are? I don't give a
Like
fuck.
honestly, who gives a fuck? All them
I
niggas
don't.
gonna die anyways.
If it
Here's
was an actual scene, if it was a scene like between that actually meant something, like they were saying something important, like Pepe and fucking asking were actually talking
Pepe's
about
was his
anything
name. There you go.
important. If they were talking about anything important or vital to either one's character growth or Grammy or Kenpachi or anything important, fine dandy, cutting that would be shitty. But old Hash Brown out there going protect his majesty. By the way, stupid fucking line, because you're telling me that Grammy can kill Yuha? Okay,
Loki's.
then. Bullshit. So why protect his majesty? Line makes no sense. And then Basby looking up like, hey, oh my God, Basby's whole character arc hinged on that line, looking up at the sky. Like, no. The fact that they condensed this down into one episode is a good thing, because once again, the more shit they cut and condense that doesn't matter, that means more episodes are going to be all brand new content that Kubo's going to do his best to try to fix the bad ending. Let them cook. For the love of God.
I was
Don't
saying he could
complain.
repurpose that, or maybe throw a flashback of them being there later. So you never know. They could still be there.
Good.
The only
If it
thing I say
matters,
is,
good.
because I understand, because there was a point in my life where I was very, very, very particular and literal about how things were adapted. I'll give you an example from One Piece that always bothered me to this day, and it's when Luffy's fighting Hody Jones in the anime, and he pops more mollies, and he starts blitzing him when the Noah's falling, and I'm like, turn this off. No, that didn't happen, because I felt like it changed the context of the fight, where I'm like, Luffy was not worried about you. You were no threat in any capacity.
Right.
It's just the fact that he had to fight you underwater for a little bit that was annoying. Other than that, so like for them, they might be thinking like, maybe it gives more credence to Grammy's statement of being the strongest and the strongest Stern Ritter, which I don't necessarily agree
Maybe.
with, but I know it's Billy's very broken, and the fact that a lot of them are scared of him and don't come near him, with seeing his own quote unquote teammates react to the meteor coming. So I could see that. I
Sure.
don't think it ruins anything, and the episode is now garbage or anything of the sort. But I remember being very particular about stuff like that. So I'll just kind of give you an insight to why they
That's
might be
fair.
thinking that.
But I think that cutting down the entire fight into, without losing anything from the fight, which is the main point of the volume, but doing an entire volume in one episode so we can get more time for the content we need to fix the ending of Bleach. I'm gonna hold out my opinion until we see the end of it. And when I see an entire 3 episodes of all original content that makes the transition good, I'm gonna sit back and go, y'all complained about a Basby looking up at the meteor. You know what I mean? Like no, we got
fuck
this.
Baz B. Burning Finger is ass.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
not. And once again,
hey,
they
hold
also wanted to
on
introduce.
now.
I think they want to introduce Pepe as when he actually has his fight. I think they want to do the whole. They're going to introduce him as a thing. So because remember, he's not actually introduced. That's the first time we see him in the manga, and it's like, all right, this clearly, who is this fucking guy? You know what I mean? So it's like
this Chungus.
We don't need. We want to see this guy when he's first introduced for his fight. You know what I mean? So I think they're just going to hold off on that.
Yeah.
I like Basby.
Basby's
Fair enough.
okay. He reminds me of the comment. You know what? Him and Renji. Clearly, Kubo read Kenshin because it's 100% Sagura and Roosterhead.
Yeah.
There. It's 100% there. You have cool eyebrows. Well, you have a broom head. Well, you have a mohawk. It's totally stolen from that.
You're right. You're right, Mook. It is also seasonal. That's a good point. They take breaks between the cores. The final core gives us CFYO. What's the time to get something in your own world? I forgot that a light novel. I can't remember what that is, or even the Hell Arc.
Can't fear your own world.
Can't fear your own world. At this pace, I could kind of believe it. It'd be great if Kenpachi could roughen up your watch for Ichigo and his friends and make the epic and damage reach enough. With Hody, it's even when Luffy. I can't read that. At least Kenpachi versus Yawatch. I think Yawatch would beat him. Wait, Basby looking at the meteor important. I mean, again, it's not as important. I just remember when I was super like, they didn't adapt it the way that I wanted it, and blah blah. Where like they could sometimes change it the context of the scene. I don't think it's a big deal. But I'm just trying to say, like, I probably know what they're thinking. Like, they're probably thinking that, like, it's important for the other Stern Ritters to react to it, to be like, they're also in danger of Grammy's power, which can give more credibility to Grammy's statements about they don't really hang around with him, they're scared of his power, blah, 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 yada, yada. That's it. But again, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't.
I think seeing a giant meteor the size of the Soul Society coming at us was good enough for me. But, I mean, clearly a couple of Quincy's looking at it changes it completely.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, because I always mention this. This was still around that time in Shonen Jump where the big three, within the span of like 6 months, each had a character summon a meteor. I don't know. I know they talked about it. They were eating ramen, having some fucking Sapporo somewhere, and they talked about that shit. It's like, I'm gonna do it this after. Then like 6 weeks later, you gonna do it? It's like, I'm gonna do it with Madara. I think I'm gonna do it with Fujitora.
Those three sat down and said, we're all gonna fucking have meteors.
Yo, Madara did that. Then Grammy did that. Then Fujitora did that. I said, y'all think I didn't put this? I see what y'all was doing, bro. That was funny.
Yeah.
I was
They're all having some talk. They got a little drunk. Then one of them just said, I got an
Meteors.
idea, boys. What do
Nah,
you got? Meteors. Magnets, bitch. Meteors, bitch.
this is one of the few times where I'll throw Naruto a bone. They did that shit really well.
That was good. Oh, you
That
can't
nigga
handle
Power was like,
one. I'm launching
"This
two.
is the power of a god." I said, "Oh, excuse me," and he
Nah,
said, "Oh, you did very well blocking that one. How about another?" I said, "What?" I was like, what?
nah. It was. I always laugh because, like you said, this is the power of a god, and that guy lost all hope in that moment. He fell to his knees. He looked up in despair and said, "What the fuck am I gonna do with this kunai? It's over." I said, "Yo, his spirit was shattered." I never seen some shit like that in my life. And I'm not mad at him. I wasn't upset at him. That shit is so funny when I think about it. Because at least when Fujitora, Law, and Luffy, they're like, "What the hell?" But they all reacted, like,
Yeah.
oh man. So that was really good. On the topic of the Zero Squad, how do you guys? I don't remember if you talked about how do you guys feel about them individually? Because I like their designs, all of them, even the Chungus woman, especially when she slimmed down after her cooking. But Ichibe is kind of the only one I think was worth a damn from a combat standpoint. And I saw this statement earlier today. I read this on Reddit, so I don't know if you guys agree with this, but some people think that both the Zero and Gote 13 are hard carried by their leaders in terms of them, like they're like the five Zero squad is, I think they said, as strong if not stronger than the Gote 13. They basically a lot of people don't buy it. They're like, remove Ichibe and that's not true. What do you guys think about that?
Well, that's really shitting on a dude who's faster than the captain of the stealth squad to start.
Yeah, yeah. Kurinji is the fastest person in Bleach, not named Yoruichi. So, like,
Yeah, so that's he and remember a lot of these inventors, they invented half the shit and techniques that make these dudes good,
Yeah.
and then you have that's done a lot for our favorite little Shinigami lover. We got Otetsu there, Nimaya, who like
yeah. Oh, so
that he once again, if he wasn't against these broken, just so we're clear, the Squad Zero without Ichibe killed the Royal Guard. Yuha just brought them back to life. Let's remember that, okay? And with relative ease. They are not weak. All right. Here's the deal: is that you can like the the Gote 13 without Yamamoto, 99% strength, only Yamamoto, blah blah blah. But you can do that with Ichibe and stuff. But I would argue that each of the 4 Squad Zero captains can go toe to toe with any of the Gote 13 captains.
yeah.
I think I agree with that.
So
I think
the
I think I
only
think
the
they look
only
they look
one,
bad to a lot of the Bleach community because they're like supposed to be
yeah,
Soul King protectors, and the one time it got invaded, I guess they failed.
yeah,
That's kind of what I was reading. So they're like they suck, except for
I
Ichibe.
yeah.
mean, I guess, but we
They,
already
they
know what's going on with that shit, man.
yeah, like I think it's one of those things, like Pat said many times. It's all that reading comprehension shit. You have to understand, you know, like certain instances with the Royal Guard, no different than when we were talking about with the Ren GW. To prop up how dangerous Yuha and the Royal Guard were for their final fights, they had to make the Zero Squad, who were propped up to be these almighty people and toe to toe, look like shit,
Oh,
so that when
real
the other
quick, I
people
remember the
fought,
last point. Most of them didn't even lose to Yawash. They lost to like his Royal Guard. So they're like, I'm just not my. This is not my opinion. I'm just telling you what I read. Go ahead though. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah, but I
well,
mean, like, it's not like they got jobbed by fodder. Like, the Royal Guard
no,
themselves were
are
difficult to
broken.
get.
Lily Barrow is broken first and foremost. Like he is broken as fuck, and like
His fight
Shinsuke's
annoyed.
Bankai should have killed him fucking 3 acts ago. He just kept
That,
coming
that
back to life.
that shit
Um,
annoyed me so
that
much.
annoyed the fuck out of me, man. Okay,
That's my
that shit.
problem with a lot of those generators where I'm like, why don't you just die? I'm so
And
tired of
remember,
this.
once again, Squad
Especially
Zero without
Gerard.
Ichide.
Gerard fucking infuriates me. I
Oh,
hate him.
Gerard infuriates you. But like the Zero Squad, remember, they won. They beat the Royal Guard like very little diff at the first. Yuha brought them back and gave them another Super Saiyan form. And that's when they started. But so it was sort of one of those situational things. You know what I mean? Like it was just sort of a bad matter. Without Yuha support, the Royal Guard loses. The Royal Guard loses to the Zero Squad. So I just don't like I forget what Nemaya's ability is, but it's broken. That shit like cut them all down.
Yeah, his blade did something weird. I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah, I forget now.
I've read the arc like 4 times. I still can't remember. I still can't remember it. I think that's my problem. I be needing to watch shit sometimes for it to stick.
What do you guys' opinion on your watch though? In
He's
general,
fine. I mean,
character, villain,
as a
bad guy. I see a lot of mixed opinions on him, but I think he works very well, all things considered.
as a main antagonist, I wouldn't say he's better than Aizen, but
I agree.
he's still pretty good. The fact that he was able to defeat Yamamoto boosts his reputation a lot.
Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, I think Kubo wrote himself into a bit of a some of the Stern abilities, especially the Almighty. I think there was better ways to handle him, but outside of that, I find Yuha fine, and I like the fact that it's all calling back to a really cool Zangetsu design. You know,
I think my my only I'll say problem. Yeah, I'm hearing echo. Am I tripping?
Hello? Echo! My name is Ed.
Are you guys hearing echo in the stream? As long as you guys aren't hearing it, I don't care. I don't know if you guys are.
I'm not hearing it.
If you guys are not hearing it, let me know. But it's when he absorbed the Soul King. I think I'm like, I feel like it was a bit much. I'm like, all right, now y'all can't beat him. Like I feel they overdid, maybe piled on too much. The Almighty doesn't seem unbeatable to me, but yeah, I don't know. But he's cool. They said they do hear it. Let me see. I'm gonna disconnect. Then I'm gonna come back. All right.
No, we're good. I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, neither do.
But the thing I liked the most was the Quincy chant, where he was like, the Quincy King regains his mind after 900 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then he regains his what is it? His strength?
90 years or something like that.
Yeah,
it's something 900. I think it's 999, and then in 9 days he'll conquer the world, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and then he said these are the last 9 days. I was like, oh, that
was
hard. Yeah, so he said these are the last 9 days of the world. I was like, oh my god, you're all doomed. I'm telling you right now, when Yama died, I said you niggas have no hope.
That's that was a demoralizing loss for them. Like you just lost the king, you know.
Especially after I've seen everything you can do, I was like, no one is putting out a Bankai like that. You niggas are in some serious trouble.
You niggas in trouble. Oh man.
Nemaya's blade is so fucking sharp and so good that it's one slice, one kill, no matter what happens.
That's what it was.
And it's gotta be sealed in the royal palace because he can't create a sheath for it because it'll cut through the sheath.
Yeah, someone said earlier that he puts it in liquid or water or something like that.
Yeah, he has to keep it constantly in Ryatsu water so that it can be maintained because he can't create a sheath for it. And the only reason anybody survived that was because Askin, of course, with his craziness. But he cut them all down, and the bar was like, wait, like his perfect shot missed. He goes, no, my blade just chose to cut your bullet and get in the way of your bullet. And guess what? Your bullet can't. It got cut on my blade. I didn't do a thing,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's pretty broken.
Yeah, I think the invasion of the Soul King's palace will be good. I also have in my mind when when they like turn or like trans like I can't remember exactly how it's explained. There's something like the Quincy's are in the shadows or whatever, and that's why my nigga Mayuri had like the sun suit and like his secret lab or whatever they couldn't get into. I feel like
Yeah.
when it transitions to like that like world, like the icy world of them, like it's gonna look so freaking dope. Like they're gonna do a really really good transition because I don't know. I just think they're putting a lot of care into it because I was even saying this earlier, Griever. Like
Mhm.
Astronaut's little cylinder like needles that emit fear. I love how it looks. The glint, the gleam
Yeah.
on it, the shine, the way the blue reflects. Like all of those effects look really good. Getsuga Tensho, all of them. Like damn, this shit is just beautiful, just clean. I love it. It's really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It
a,
was
I'm a
really.
little up. I'm a little upset. I'm caught up because I gotta wait with y'all. So I gotta watch 20 episodes pretty much uninterrupted, and it was
There you
great, man.
go.
And it
Oh,
was
that
great.
must have been sweet.
Yeah.
Sit there and
Me,
watch a bunch of Bleach back to back.
me and my friend were going crazy. Oh, we talked about this earlier. What's your kind of general opinion on Kamamura and like the Jinka technique and stuff? Like, what do you think about that? Is because
I
I don't like him, so I don't really care for him. But what do you think about it?
I liked it because I liked it because it gave a story, especially the anime made sure to harp on this. It was an ironic tragedy, a bit of a Shakespearean thing going on with Komamura because he was always ousted, blah blah blah, and Yamamoto's the one who gives him gives him a chance, gives him a shot, and people slowly accept him, blah blah blah. But he's from the Beast Realm because he did bad shit in his past life, whatever, right? So he's condemned to this, and then it's sort of like okay. Then his best friend in the world, Tosen, in the previous arc, he was like, he got the holification, all this stuff. He could finally see again and stuff like that. And Komamura said, like, you can't give yourself away to revenge and hatred and vengeance. He goes, look at what it did to you, and blah blah blah. And he goes through this really nice speech. I can't remember it verbatim. It's better than I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
To Tosen about how he walking down the path of revenge was unwise. It was the wrong choice. Then, when Yamamoto gets killed, Komamura can't see past his own ignorance and
He turns
arrogance,
around and does the same
and he
shit.
does the exact same thing. And the old wolf, his dad, grandfather, whatever, tells him, are you sure about this? Like the Jinga technique, cut out your own heart, do this, do that, puts him through the ringer, makes him fight him, then rips out his own heart and stuff, all for revenge. And he keeps reminding him, for soul reapers, for the sake of, I would do anything for revenge, for vengeance, keeps giving him the reminder that what you're doing is the path of revenge. And it's not until, and I like the fact that he gets the Jinka technique. I like the fact that he gets to get one solid kill, right? But then against a Stern Ritter, but then it runs out. It's not this infinite technique. He's very powerful for a very short span of time, shorter than he thought, and this is what he didn't even get a chance to even swing a blade at Yuha because revenge wasn't the right choice. It was the wrong answer. And he realizes that at the end as he slowly, the Jinka technique gives out on him. It's a very poetic, nice, full circle character development. Komamura is not my favorite character either. I thought it was on the weaker end of the captains and stuff. But
Definitely is.
he just, I think that his character arc is well written at the very end, at the end of all of it. And the
That
fact that
great whatever granddad guy's like, oh well, more lifespan for me. Give me a heart to me.
yep. And the idea that I like the idea of the Jinka technique. I like the idea that he never got the opportunity. Like even he wanted to beeline it for Yuha and stuff, and he still held on to helping out his comrades and blah blah blah. And then Iba, and then at the end it does something for Iba, who's very much in the background in the sense that Iba doesn't even question it. He tells his captain, even though he's wrong, he says, "You did nothing wrong. Good for you."
Enabler, enabler.
Yeah, no, no, I know. But then he carries them, and the fact that in the Hellverse chapter, I like the fact that because of Komamura's sacrifice and his path for revenge, Iba automatically became the new captain. but he doesn't feel he's worthy of the title of captain. He's not strong enough to be a captain, which we've seen since Turn Back the Pendulum all the way till now. And since now the first generation, the Gotei 13 has steadily gotten weaker every single generation and is currently at its weakest state right now with its 13 captains. So
I agree with that.
and
agree.
but Iba's the only one to acknowledge that they've lost so many more powerful people over the last few years, and he is diligently training and working his ass off to try to at least put respect on the name captain again. So it also leads into Iba's character, even though we don't see a whole lot of him. So I got no problem with it. Really. It's a full circle. It helps out Iba's character. It's all good to me.
Definitely agree
The
with you
reason
what
the
you're saying
Gotei
about the
13,
getting weaker. Go ahead, though. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was say the reason they weaker now is because they got the wrong niggas being captains, man. Like they got Lisa as a captain. Put
They
Reggie
don't
in that
got
spot.
they don't got a pool to choose from, man. They got no
Let-
Tom
let-
Brady's and Michael Jordans in that fucking athlete pool anymore.
Renji
They
shouldn't.
chose
Should,
that's
Renji
look,
probably shouldn't still be a vice
put
captain. I agree with that much.
yeah,
true.
put Renji in that shit. Let's stop being dumb. Ikaku, I don't
Okay,
give
yeah,
a
you
fuck
got
what you
Renji.
say.
That's it.
Make Ikaku a captain too. Like, let's stop being dumb. That nigga's stronger than Iba. I don't care. Iba sucks. That nigga has never won anything.
Ikaku is not gonna leave the 11th division.
Yeah.
Man,
So
fuck what he wants. That nigga needs to be a captain.
So when I say fuck what he wants to use the Bankai, you respect it.
hey, dude.
No, I respect
No,
him keeping his
no, I'm
secret.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Shunsui didn't want to be Captain Commander. Shunsui didn't want to be Captain Commander, but his duty has him, you know.
So okay,
But
let
my
Byakuya
point
lead.
is, okay.
The real
Here's the reason.
Captain Commander, Byakuya Kuchiki. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
And they need to make that nigga each go a part-time captain too. God damn it, you'll show
Oh,
up on
yeah,
the weekend.
14th division,
I agree
human
with that.
realm, human realm type B.
They need help, bro. I'm looking at the roster like this is not it.
Okay, so like when you look at it, like I know Naya was asking about it, but how is the Hellverse by the end of Thousand Year Blood War? How are they not the weakest that they've ever been?
Well,
They don't have Yamamoto. They don't have Unohana. They don't have Uketake. They don't have Yoroichi. They don't have Kisuke. They don't have. They have lost. So they don't have Gin. They don't
No,
have
I agree with you.
Tosin. They
I
don't
think they're
have
the weakest. I
Aizen.
think
They don't have. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've steadily gotten weaker each generation that's gone past. Every time they upgrade more people, they lose out. Turn back the pendulum.
Yoruichi,
Had
Urahara,
stronger
and Ishina
captains.
are around too. That's a good point.
Yeah, bring them three niggas back too, man.
But what if like Love they didn't want to go? Which by the way, can Love please
bring back
show up in this arc?
Bring back Aizen. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that nigga need to stay in jail.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
He
Lock
need
him
to
up.
stay in jail.
You only release
that
him if
motherfucker
something like that happens again.
Yeah. But like for example, like Love chose not to come back. Love could be a captain, but he didn't want to be a captain. See, there is,
Is he
so
is he the black guy from the Visors? He's trash.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Wait,
a
what?
captain.
They all need to go. They're all trash. Shinji and all them got to get out. Actually, keep Love. Keep the music guy. That's secretly good.
Yeah, you mean Rose?
Rose.
Rose.
Keep him. Oh, okay.
Love is the
He had
big
the guy
black
with
guy
the
with
big
the
like bat with the spikes. Was he raw?
Yeah.
I don't remember him being raw, bro.
That's Love, nigga.
I liked him, dude. See, here's the problem.
Kensei was my favorite one, but then after you got masculine, I said, nah,
dude,
bro, you trash.
I know you don't like it, but like I still hold the Visors. Just because Kubo portrayed them wrong doesn't mean that they're not captain class, like what captain class used to mean. And like for example, in the Hellverse, I would argue Love is stronger than half the current captain. Like so.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, like that's a Visor, but But anyways, I'm just saying that like slowly but surely,
keep Love and Shinji, but sew their mouth shut so they stop explaining their damn abilities when they use it.
Wow, there's something to be said for that too.
But
you know what I love
I'll
about
give
this?
JJK this. At least when they explain their abilities, they get a power boost. There's a reason for it.
Yeah. I mean, I will say one thing though. I think the reason, and I think Gege for JJK sort of took this from Bleach because of that, because he took a lot of inspiration from Bleach. But the fact is, Kubo, I think, almost intentionally did that for the most part to show off one of the best characters, Ginichimaru, pulling that fucking wool over our eyes because he explained his power just like everybody else does and fucking lied about it. What a fucking power move. You didn't expect it because everybody does it. No one knew he lied until he fucking said it. No one theorized that shit. That was gold.
Yeah, or like lie about it. Cap, pull an Eisen, pull again,
Yes,
lie.
it was so goddamn good when Geen lied about that. So I think that Kubo was sort of setting that up with the explanation thing. Granted, you still shouldn't have explained, like Rose explaining was a bit of a problem. Kensei's Bankai really should be. And against anybody else, that would be so fucking devastating. Solid punch is constantly hitting as long as you're touching you. You're getting the same force in seconds. You're getting like 10,000 punches. That is dangerous. People sleep on that. These guys are just too fucking durable. But yeah, I just think that. Yeah, I think the visors just got done so fucking dirty, man.
I
They
feel it.
definitely did.
They should have
Um,
killed some Sternritters. What they should have done was showcase them, kill some Sternritters, and then lose to Sternritters. Like, I'll say this: if Rose and Kensei had showed up and said, "Oh, we just killed these 3 Sternritters," and showed the 3 Sternritter bodies on the ground, then they lose to Mask, I'd be like, okay, first and foremost, they just beat 3 Sternritters. Now they're probably tired. Their Ryatsu's a little down, and they don't understand Mask's power, right? And they get blitzed. Fine, dandy. Then had they lost then, I'd be like, all right, they still did their shit. And maybe then in the anime, we got to maybe see them fight the 3. Sort of like Kenpachi showing up against Yuha and Hash Brown there, and fucking, he already killed 3. You know, it's like, all right, Kenpachi's still that guy. He was just up against the main boss. You know what I mean?
well, he's against Lloyd.
Well, yeah, but still, Lloyd, he copied the memories of the powers, whichever.
Yeah, one of them does
Copied the
memory.
memories.
They're actually slightly different. One is like abilities and something, and the other
Oh,
one
no,
also gets the
Kenpachi killed his
memories.
brother, though.
Yeah.
Kenpachi
I know,
killed his
I know, I
brother.
know. I'm saying that, but I think this one is stronger because he has the memories of your watch. I can't remember.
Yeah, he has the memories,
They're,
which some people
they're,
relate to. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
it's weird, but
So
anyways,
even
he's
can
still
he body
yeah.
3 steroids between Impact by watch? Well, Byakuya body 3 while fighting 5 after almost dying. Yeah, but it's just more to complete it. Haven't been moved since Kenjaku revealed himself. No, I feel you. Um, did you? So how much do you guys know? How much do we know in general about the other Kenpachis?
So they've been spoken on in Can't Fear Your Own World.
Because I was
One
looking
of
at them
them
a little
actually
earlier
looks,
today. Yeah,
I
one looks
yeah,
like
don't
one of
like
them
Kenpachi a
looks
Can't
little
Fear
bit.
Your Own
just
World.
like Kenpachi, yeah.
Yeah, like current with his current hairstyle. Like, and I think he had some shit that devours everything around him, but in his Bankai, I guess it doesn't discriminate. And
Yeah,
he lost to whatever other Kenpachi killed him because he didn't get a chance to use his Bankai. So people didn't like the other one, but then he got killed by the one that like Zaraki kills. So I think if there was one thing that I don't think necessarily got stronger until now, it might have been the Kenpachi line. 'Cause I do think that he's the strongest Kenpachi that ever existed.
No, there's a problem. This is why I don't like Can't Fear Your Own World. The 8th Kenpachi, I believe it is fucking disgustingly broken and could apparently beat Yamamoto.
What?
According to Can't Fear Your Own World, his Bankai
Oh
is
no, you're
fucking
right. Didn't
disgusting.
I read that one got invited to the Zero Squad, but he didn't want to because he didn't think he'd get to fight or something like that? Is that you talking
Yeah,
about that one?
he is disgusting. It makes no
Mm,
sense.
I still
He's
think
apparently trapped in
Zaraki is
Mugen
still
along with
stronger though.
Aizen.
Oh,
And I fucking hated it. I couldn't stand it. I don't like a lot of things about
I
Can't
didn't
Fear Your
actually
Own
read
World.
it. I just know random statements, but I remember seeing that. But I was just saying that like I would I was saying that like in my mind, Unohana is the second greatest Kenpachi to ever exist, but Zaraki
Yes.
is the first greatest to ever exist.
And that's the whole point. And see, this takes away from everything in the actual manga. That's why I don't trust Can't Fear Your Own World. Yeah, Kubo's like, yeah, canon, but I'm like, no, Kubo, you didn't make it up. I'm not counting it until you draw it. So, because
Mm.
yeah,
fucking
yeah. That's how I am loaded.
Because then why didn't Unohana? They literally went to the place where the 8th Kenpachi. Where did they fight? They fought in the literal place where the 8th Kenpachi is locked up. Why didn't they release him? Let him kill the Quincy's. Okay, so I'm gonna die and train up another Kenpachi who's still weaker than the Kenpachi that's down here in this dungeon with us. And we're gonna release Aizen,
but he?
Not the Kenpachi.
Oh, you meant before the training. You mean before the training?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Before the training, Shunsui could have went down there and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm not just releasing Aizen. I'm releasing the 8th Kenpachi too."
I didn't know he wasn't dead because I thought you had to kill the previous one to become, not just beat them. I thought you had to kill them.
Yeah, see, it breaks.
What number
so many
is
of the
Unohana
rules.
in order of Kenpachi? She's the original in the first one, and I think Kenny is the 11th.
11th
I think
Kenpachi,
we've only seen 4 or know of 4 from what I could
4
find.
Kenpachis total, yeah.
So the rest of them are completely unknown. I don't know. But I was reading about that one a little bit. Like he got invited to the Soul King's palace. I'm like, that's interesting. But I'll be honest with you. I don't think that like this Kenpachi is undeserving of being able to protect the Spirit King or whatever. You're just an ape. That guy might have been a lot smarter than him. I wouldn't want Kenpachi doing any type of real paperwork. Just go kill.
Yep.
So it could be that. It's just a fact that he's literally monk. So that's where it doesn't make sense based off rules because they aren't killing and passing it down. Yeah. Because I guess the idea is that you have to always have the strongest, and like I always kind of laughed when they said the Kenpachi is supposed to be the strongest, like Soul Reaper, and it's like that's like never been the case, probably. Especially Yamamoto along. Yamamoto was always the strongest.
Not while Yamamoto around. Yep.
Yeah, he was always the strongest, and there was Shunhui, Kyoyaku. He's there, and he's different, So I don't know, but yeah, man, this anime's been really good though. I really have been enjoying it. I have been. I'm thoroughly impressed. I need Oh, someone asked a question earlier. Fuck, I wanted to answer it. I want to talk about it. Damn it. Why did Yamamoto age like that, but Unohana remain virtually unchanged? I have a couple of rationalizations, but I don't have a real answer. Maybe you guys do, but let me go first.
No,
I'm not the Bleach expert.
Unohana looks older than she did back then.
I think his point is like you see your watch, you see the Zero Division, you see Unohana, who's supposed to be as old as whatever, and maybe even his vice captain or whatever, but like he is old and frail, like he aged, right?
But I think
she probably has
already significantly older.
That's probably fair. That makes sense to me.
And
all I thought was she had healing techniques that maybe could have kept her youthful or whatever like that. And then I think maybe in the spirit, and in the Spirit King's like palace, maybe you don't really age, or you age much slower than you do in the like Sarate or whatever. That's the only thing I came up with. I won't lie, I asked myself that question: how come he aged like dirt?
I will also remember it's mentioned many, many, many times that Unohana, though a badass and stuff, still acts very much like a woman, and she's always talking about Isane's skin and like taking good care of her skin and stuff like that.
True.
So, and it's in a lot of the filler episodes and stuff like that. Like
we even saw it in as recent as when he uses Bankai, and she's like, "Did you feel your skin drying up?" She's like, "Oh my, you're actually worrying about your skin."
Yeah, and it's like, so she's the poster girl for Soul Society's Aveeno products. Okay, so she, Yamamoto didn't give a fuck. He was just a swordsman. He's not trying to attract them ladies. So Unohana's still looking great because she took care of herself. Yamamoto didn't. I mean, have you never seen like a 7-year-old dude and be like, "Wow, you're looking great." 70. Then you see a dude who looks like he's 112 and he's like, "I'm 65," and I'm like, "Holy your life," So people age differently, man.
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah,
as far as the 1,000-Year Blood War anime, I've probably said everything that I wanted to say. Was there anything else about Bleach you guys want to touch on or talk about?
I talk about Ichigo. I talk about Rukia. That's all I need.
I'm trying to think. I think I'm pretty covered. Oh yeah, I miss Gin too. I'm just stoked Here's what I'm stoked. I'm really stoked for the additional scenes because the first core gives a lot of the extra scenes with Uryu, right? Which we desperately needed. They took some stuff out from the manga to add us this
with the
filler
book
stuff.
and him like going
Yeah,
to Ryokan.
with
Okay,
the
so
book.
that's okay. So that was added. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was all added shit. See, before, and they cut away part of the scene of Uryu and Ichigo talking because it wouldn't have made sense, given the fact that Kubo's went back and sort of rewrit this. Like, okay, Uryu's supposed to be the last Quincy. He thinks he is, so he looks at the book, then he looks at the journal, then he reads the legend of the Quincy King and blah, blah, blah. He's figuring out all this shit. They're adding all that in. Ichigo's walk through the Torii gates to getting the memories of the Soul King as a potential Soul King vessel. All this shit. They're adding these things in subtly, but look at how far we came. We went from let me see. Volume 40 volume 54. Volume 54 all the way right now we're starting volume 65 in 20 episodes. We only have 9 volumes left and we've got another fucking almost 30. We got 32 episodes left. We have tons of good, fresh, new content, baby, and I am ready for it. I'm ready for Kubo now that he's not in the hospital Shonen Jump. Now that he can fucking actually spend some time thinking about it, the man's probably going to get that pen out and give us some quality shit.
Yeah, we got 2 whole curves and a half.
I know. I'm so fucking happy, man.
Like
I'm
honestly,
looking.
someone brought this up earlier. I would love to see Tensa and Getsu.
Yes.
I want to see
Hey,
that.
we might still see. There's another thing. Ryukin and Ishin
Yeah.
might still
Squobo
do
was saying
something.
we need more parent stuff. I'm like, I like the idea of that for sure.
And we got a little more parent stuff already in Core 1. Slight. It's small, but it was still there. And both with Ishin and with Ryukin. And now when they show up, see, remember, that's where they claim that Kubo's health went south right after those two showed up. That's where the decline, because if you notice, right after then,
No
what do you get?
backgrounds?
No, well,
I remember.
you get
I just remember people bitching about that back in the day. That's why I brought it up. My bad. Keep going.
it's a to use a Vegeta line, it's a Super Bonkai bargain sale after that. He's like, okay, the 3 more all right, I gotta finish Toshiro's Bonkai. He's gotta have the super adult Bonkai. Boom, because that's what the fans want. Kisuke Bonkai. It's been hinted at for years. Gotta give him Kisuke Bonkai. All right, Shunsui. Bonkai. Gotta give Bonkai. Oh, well, at this point, Kenpachi better have a Bonkai. All right, give him a Bonkai. Every other chapter was giving us a Bonkai, then the final fight, then it was over. You can tell that that's when Kubo was hurrying the fuck up. He was giving the fans what they wanted, giving all the fan favorite characters, Shunsui, Kisuke, Kenpachi, Toshiro, Bonkais, and then fucking giving us the final battle and piecing. Because that's all he could fucking manage. So at the junction when Ryukin and Ishin show up, then that's when I'm telling you, we're going to get some new content once that happens.
Before we leave out of here today, I want everyone in the chat to understand. Hitsugaya Toshiro is 110% a prodigy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You people need to understand. He is a kid.
By
I
Soul
think
Society
y'all
standards.
expect a little too much sometimes. The
Yep.
man is literally a child. And he's holding his own with adults.
Yep.
Yeah, his potential is
100?
still immense.
Yeah, give him like 100 years.
Yep.
One day he might even be stronger than Yamamoto when he becomes an old man.
Yep. And there's also regarding Hitsugaya, what we really need, because Chief brought it up, Kukaku and Ishin need a reunion. I think that would be really nice in the end of Thousand Year Blood War if we actually got to see Kukaku meet with Ishin again. But also Rangiku and Hitsugaya seeing their captain alive and well, because they don't know he's alive.
Now that's so funny to me because they've been in Ichigo house and
I know.
seen the dad
So
not once.
Ishin, they've been saying for years, because people said that, especially with all the filler stuff in the anime, they said, so what happened? Did Ishin duck out and stuff like every time? And the people went, yeah. For one thing, remember, Ishin didn't have his body back until the well into the Rancor arc, and by that time, Hitsugaya and Matsumoto weren't there anymore. So they would never have recognized his spiritual pressure because he didn't have any until after they were already gone from Ichigo's house. So as long as Ishin was like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna make sure I'm not seen and blah blah blah. And remember, they were trying not to be seen. So
Yeah.
it actually makes in-world sense. Ishin probably knew they were there and chose, because remember, he could still sense it. But they couldn't sense him. So, and then it wasn't until then, and then maybe they got the report later that Ishin was the one to show up to help Kisuke and Yoruichi, but I don't see why they would. As far as they know, Ichigo beat Aizen. Nobody knows what happened to Gin either. Nobody knows that Gin was trying to save the day. Nobody knows that. Makes him the most tragic character in Shonen, by the way.
And all things
That
considered,
nobody, not even
Ishin took on the Kurosaki last name too, so he doesn't have the Shiba
Yep.
last name. So
I was
That's
gonna bring that
they
up.
would.
Yep.
So even if they heard the name Ishin, they might have not immediately So that's interesting. I never even thought about
and
that.
the only
Shiba
suspected
family
one
unit would be cool. Go ahead, sorry.
would be Uketake, who said, Byakuya, what do you know of this man? He has no relation to the man you're thinking of. That's where it started and ended, right there.
Because he looked like Kaien.
Yeah, because he looked like Kaien. So Rukia is the only one. Kukaku's actually the only one who knows. Kukaku knows that Ichigo is Ishin's, and that Ishin
I think Ganju knows too.
Yeah, Ganju might have been told by 1,000. Didn't know in the Soul Society, but
he didn't know at first for sure.
Might know
That's
now.
so funny.
Yeah.
He was fighting with his cousin. He didn't even know it.
And he didn't even know it. No. So, but either
That's my
way,
cousin.
I think we really need to see. I mean, Ikaku or Ganju and Kukaku meeting up with Ishin, but I really want to see Ishin and Hitsugai, because I think not in the same level of emotion, obviously, but in the same way that Byakuya sort of said, you've grown strong to Rukia, it would be nice for Ishin to show up, pat Toshiro on the head and say, I knew you could be captain one day. I hope I didn't leave you in the lurch or something. Just say something, one line to Toshiro saying, good job taking over. I'm sorry I wasn't there. Something, even if it was one line, I think that'd be nice for their relationship.
Something nice.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
No, I like that. That's needed. It's like
Yeah.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me how I always say in One Piece, I would love if someday if Wiper and Cricket could share a glass of sake together or something.
Yeah.
I would love that. I said Norley, I meant no Wiper like that. Like the Descendants. Like that'd be dope for me. So I feel
Yes. Yeah. Or in the same way that like Oda drew the that cover serial, because we probably never get it in the manga proper. So he drew Senor Pink and Frankie having that drink and talking about his wife and stuff. Like, even like that's sort of what I think that every manga should take that from One Piece and just blatantly do it and just do cover page like, there's no way for me to fit this in the story proper, but it's deserved, so I'm going to draw at least a cover page to acknowledge that it should happen, sort of idea, right? Since I really think that more manga should just take that leap and just be like, yeah, we're just going to show this shit,
Yeah, I feel it. But yeah, man, it's a great anime. They're doing a good job. They're doing the damn thing. Can't fault Studio Period, man. They're doing the damn thing. I'll be ready this Saturday.
Oh yeah.
To watch some Bleach. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. What else did me and Thing argue about in terms of fights? We argued Yamamoto, Ichibei. We argued Aizen. I can't remember the other one. It's not coming to me. Oh, any final words, people?
They better not. If it's the ending, they better not. They better not take away from me the. Oh, you think you're seeing Kurosaki Ichigo? Fascinating. That shit was. That shit was fucking. I mean, there's so many one-liners from Aizen, but the fact that we're thinking, okay, this almighty thing can't. You can see into the future, doesn't matter. You can change the future, doesn't matter. And then he goes, Koikatsui Getsu, bitch. I'm still broken, motherfucker. Your almighty god powers. Aizen powers, motherfucker.
I did see people think that Aizen doesn't have a Bankai. I don't agree with it. I just don't think.
I know.
I just
He
think he
has to
didn't
have
use
one.
it. I just think he didn't
Yeah.
use it for one reason or another. But a lot of people are like, he doesn't have one.
It might
He
be
has a
because we've
bad
got
relationship with his Zanpakuto. I don't know. That's what shit I was
no.
thinking.
They're actually. I forget which Bankai it is, but somebody. Well, more like Shinji's maybe in a way, in the sense that the reason Aizen doesn't use it is because it's not. It's not like a stronger version. His Shikai is better. His Bankai is very situational and not meant for combat, not meant for. You know what I mean? It could be one of those. It could
It's
be as
kind of
simple
like
as that.
Soy Phone's own completely is the antithesis of how she fights the stealth core.
Yep,
Susumu
it could be
Bachi.
because
Big,
remember,
slow, fucking big missile.
yep, Aizen said. Remember, Aizen
I love
said
that, by the way.
the reason he researched the Hogyoku after Urahara had invented his was because he had, to his own admission, reached the mastery and pinnacle of everything it meant to be a Soul Reaper. He's mastered Shumpo, he mastered Zanpakuto, he mastered everything, and that was his limit. And he wanted to go beyond that. Remember, that's his whole shtick, breaking the boundary between Hollow and Soul Reaper
Shinigami, yeah.
to become a transcendent being. He wanted to go beyond the power of Soul Reaper because he's already mastered everything. So of course he has a Bankai. I'm just under the impression that it's not either combat proper or it's
I
something
almost
that's
want to
not
say
meant like.
maybe it's worse than a Shikai. Like I think
Maybe.
Suzume Bachi is a better ability than Big Rocket.
Yeah, Suzumibachi is, and it's more along the line, as you said, with Soifon's fighting style. Shinji's is situational. None of his allies can be around or he's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
What?
A little dagger knife on the finger versus a bazooka. I don't know, bruh. Because you got to stab him twice in the same exact spot.
And you
That
die
bazooka be blowing
immediately.
shit.
But they don't
Okay,
always
but like
die though.
if your Ryatsu is stronger, you're not going to die.
That's a skill issue.
The bazooka be blowing shit down.
I would not want that shit. In a world with all those abilities, would you want that rocket?
No, not really.
And there it is. That's all
That's
I'm
true.
saying. That's all
I
I'm
had to play
saying.
devil's advocate for a little bit.
Like soy
think-
phone. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm just like, bro, put that rocket away. That shit's ass.
I think I would literally take everybody else's Bankai over, and I don't even like my Yuri's Bankai. It's just fucking gross and creepy.
I might just
I
be
don't want to
modifying
say
it.
that. I don't think she has the worst one. Komamura has the worst one by far. It's a big
Not
ass
in the
target.
Dinka technique.
Man.
Yeah, but you have to give up your heart to use it.
Zinka,
I know,
Ninka,
but
Ninka, Ninka. As Shun and Shunlo and her Shikai way better. Also, like Law said earlier, I really need this. I need this. I need 5 minutes of Ichigo in his Bankai with the Horn of Salvation out before your watch
Yeah.
breaks it. I need to see why
I
he
need an
feared it
extended
so
fight.
much that he broke it immediately. I was blue balled. I deserve to see it. I don't like that he got back the first. Actually, I don't mind he got back the first blade that he had, but that shit looks so fucking cool, and I didn't get to see it in action. I need it. Give it to me.
I like the problem with that is that I still think people complain about it because we didn't get to see what the Bankai did, but the fact is how fucking all right. Ichigo's going in Bankai. Next page, fucking shattered. That shit was fucking jaw dropping. Love it or hate it, you can't deny the shock value it had. So I'm still iffy about.
I'm gonna cry. I need it. Show me your watch looking into the future of another line where he's going crazy with it at least, and he said, "Oh nah, break
that's what we can
something.
do. We can
do something. There's a
here,
way. There's a
listen,
way to make it work.
remember
There's a way. There's a way, bro.
Yes, I got it. Because remember, Yuha talks about the grains of sand shit. The
Yeah.
reason he destroyed the Bankai was because it was dangerous to him. So he destroyed it in the future. What if we saw the fight and then all of a sudden it and then Bankai and then it breaks and he goes, what? But we get to see it as though it's happening, and then it's one of those trick episodes where it's like everything we just saw.
Look at us.
forget
Yo,
about
hire us. Put us on the staff.
We got it.
Hey man,
We got it.
Put us on the staff.
The best part of the 12 was that whole battle that never happened.
There you go. Go ahead, Pat.
As long as they get the Grand Reyes Zero scene down
Yes.
right, they can do
Yeah.
whatever. Because when I
Agreed.
saw that panel, I swear to God, I almost levitated out of my seat and into heaven. That shit was one of the cleanest panels I ever seen. Ichigo eyes went white. He said, Grand Reyes Zero. I said, no, no.
I couldn't believe
He
it.
can't block it. He can't. That shit is too raw.
Yep.
Ah,
This is great
what's
though.
poppin' Patreon? Shout out to the CBLs. That's them certified band lovers. They be loving Bam, LaBam, James, and whatnot. A bigger shout out to the Priest of Fire. They might be the real CBLs because they be loving Brilith. Brilith gang. And you know I gotta give a extra special thank you to the fifth Zen gods. Shout out to Big Abdel, Alan, Andrew, Childish New Jabis, Dang I, Triss, Fairs, Johnny Rogers, Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Makai, Revenant, Scobe, Shadi to Your Body, Simi, Sunny Kathapali, Ticos, Tino Brown, Urek Mazzino, Zachary Cooper, Zodiac, Nemco, and Zyler Scotty. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Yo, I have food now. Yo, yesterday I ate some grass. I ate some leaves. Let's go.